9 p.m. And if you don't know anything about me, know this. I voted for Donald Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024. I would be called a Trump supporter. I would be called MAGA, whatever, terms you want to use. However, that being said, I'm also able to be critical of President Trump when I disagree, or even Republicans when I disagree. And the reason why I can be very critical at times is because I did vote for you. I voted for you 3 times, especially in 2024. A large part of my show during the presidential election was, we talked a lot about President Trump. I met him 3 times. My show starts with a drop from him saying, you got to listen to his show. He's a good guy. You got to listen to the Shelley Winter Show. And so, I'm a supporter. I say all of that to say I'm a supporter. But periodically, every now and then, let me be completely honest, pisses me off. I mean, really, it's not like a disagreement necessarily, right? It's a legitimate, dude, you're pissing me off right now, right? And it happens. Like, if you have good friends out there, beloved friends that you've known for many years, you get mad at them, right? And you tell them, hey, man, what'd you do that for? And now the beauty of being friends, especially with men, the beauty of being a friend of someone or a friend of someone, you can get mad and 5 minutes later you're drinking a beer together. Particularly men. I can't speak for women. Women tend to hold grudges, but that's sexist for me to say, so I'll leave it alone. But in this case, he is really making me mad. So let me tell you what happened right now. In upcoming segments from after this, I'll praise him for what's going on with Iran and Iraq, and I'll praise him for some other things. But right now, as we stand now, at 9:07 on a Friday morning, Shelley Winter is off of the Trump train. Okay, I've jumped off the train. I'm not on a train right now. I'm not done. I'm just not riding the train right now. Now, trains are designed like that. You can get on and off of a train. I grew up in New York City. I rode the trains from when I was 10, 11 years old. I can get on at 145th Street, which was my home stop. I can get off at 125th Street. And I can get back on a train going in either direction. I can even move to another train going in a totally different direction and move around. So right now, I am off of what's called the Trump train. I can get back on, but right now, I've stepped off the train. All the rest of you on the train, you guys are headed in whatever direction you're headed, the direction that I was headed in, and we're all headed in that direction. I'm not on a train anymore. Now, I may catch up to you because I'll get on another train or get on the same Trump train at a later date. But right now, I'm not on a train because there is ignorance, there is stupidity, and then sometimes there's just cold-hearted, cold-blooded R word. That's the only way I can put it. The word we can't use. Not racist, the other R word. Let me tell you, yesterday. So yesterday we talked about Juneteenth. I filled in for Mark Aram. And I explained to everybody Juneteenth. I explained to everyone why Juneteenth is an American holiday. I even explained to everyone why Juneteenth is it can be seen as a Republican holiday. For many years, let me bring it local really quickly so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. For many years, the Cobb County Republican Party has paid for a booth and set up at the Cobb County NAACP Juneteenth celebration. So before Juneteenth was even a federal holiday made so by President Joe Biden, the Cobb County NAACP for almost 2 decades has celebrated Juneteenth in Marietta Square. And throughout most of that time, the Cobb County GOP has bought a booth and been out there at the Cobb NAACP Juneteenth celebration in Marietta Square. I've hung out with them. I've sat at the table with them. We've played music. We've had conversation. People walk by. We've talked. And it's been during the presidential election, off-year elections, and everything else. It has not been just political. It's just been community within community. So that gives you an idea of the relationship between Republicans and Juneteenth, the way it's supposed to be. Just using one example here locally. So let's go back to the Trump train. So I'm off the train, and yesterday I told you all the importance of Juneteenth, why it's an American holiday, and why Republicans should especially celebrate it. But it's truly, truly, truly an American holiday. It shows what greatness we have in this country. So Donald Trump decided, this is what pisses me off. Am I allowed to say pisses me off on the radio? Am I allowed to? All right, well, if someone complains, it makes me mad. Yeah, I won't do it anymore. It makes me mad. He makes me mad. But it's just there's so much more anger in it. But anyway, he makes me mad. All right. Yesterday, I'm sitting out at the ViStar Amphitheater in Stockbridge. I had my tent set up, had my cooler, my chair. Shout out to my friends Tommy Bottoms and Kinsey, his wife, and my friend Malik and his wife. We're all sitting out there. Bruce Holmes, former commissioner down in that area, joined me. And we're all sitting around. People are walking by. We're chatting up people. We're just waiting, just hanging out. And I get a text from my friends that hate Donald Trump. This is what makes me mad, even madder. I get a text from them. And here's the text. Dude, what's up with your guy? Right? So I read what they're sending me. And it's Donald Trump, Truth Social tweet. I don't know. It's a Truth Social. Truth Social. Here's what he wrote. Too many non-working holidays in America. It is costing our country billions of dollars to keep all of these businesses closed. The workers don't want it either. Soon we'll end up having a holiday for every one working day of the year. It must change if we're going to make America great again. And I thought to myself, why would you send that out on Juneteenth? One. Number two, why would you send that out on Juneteenth and not also early in the morning make a statement of some sort about Juneteenth? Two. During the election, you did. During the election, my good friend Janiyah Thomas sent out a Juneteenth to Truth Social for you. You said you made a statement during the election. Why wouldn't you do it now? Just a statement. Hey, happy Juneteenth. Anything. But no. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do something so simple. Because I don't know what goes through your head, sir. I respect you. I voted for you 3 times. I pushed your candidacy, so I have every right to be angry right now. What goes through your head that you decide that it's a legitimate tweet to make or Truth Social to post on Juneteenth? Too many non-working holidays in America. It is costing our country billions of dollars to keep all of these businesses closed. What businesses are closed? Only the banks and the post office. Not one fast food restaurant was closed. Not one restaurant was closed. Not one grocery store was closed. Not one construction store, Home Depot, Lowe's, Kroger, Publix. Nothing was closed yesterday except for banks. The workers don't want it either. What worker, sir? With all due respect, what worker doesn't want to be off on a vacation day? What worker do you know in the world will turn down a vacation day? A paid vacation day. And any worker that doesn't get paid on holidays because they don't get hourly workers, everything was open. Everything. Soon we'll be having a holiday for every once working day of the year. When is that gonna happen? Doofus? No, for real. I'm mad. You know why I'm mad? Because on the one hand, Republicans cannot tout record black voter for a Republican candidate for Republican president. Record numbers, most ever. And then you go and do stupid things to piss us off. Republicans also cannot go on the air, on television, on Twitter, and in policy meetings and say, we can't have $15 an hour wages, but we also can't have vacation days either. It doesn't make sense. You sound like billionaires who've never worked a day in your life. That's what you sound like. Workers don't like it either. Listen, man, let me tell you something. The midterms are coming up in 2026. I don't have to think about voting for you ever again, and I'm fine with that, as I'm off the train for right now. I'm fine with that. But the midterms are coming up in 2026. I'm going to tell every single Republican running in Georgia, whether you're running locally, statewide, or federally, I'm going to tell you right now, and hear my words very clearly, because many of you are friends of mine. I promise you, if you are not willing to be strong enough to push back against things you may disagree with President Trump for fear of losing voters, I want nothing whatsoever to do with you. I promise you that. I want nothing to do with you. If you can't stand up to a guy when you disagree, then you're weak. By definition, you're weak. This was stupid. Had nothing to do with racism. Don't let them tell you that. Had nothing to do with anything like that. Had nothing to do with hating African Americans. Nothing to do with that. This was just dumb. And I'm tired of having to look at and try to defend dumb. I can defend your policies on Iran. I can defend your policies on deportation. I can defend your policies on tariffs. I can defend your policies on the economy. I can defend your foreign policy theories and ideas and policies. But I can't defend dumb. And this on Juneteenth, saying there are too many holidays, is just politically dumb. And don't come to me with well, he keeps it real. No, you could keep it. There's a famous Dave Chappelle quote, skit. Where keeping it real goes horribly wrong. This is where that is. President Trump kept it real, but it went horribly wrong. Doofus. Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Aaron. We'll be right back. Let's go check traffic with smiling Mark McKay.
Morning, Shelley. Top end north side perimeter is slow. 285 westbound, leaving Sandy Springs into Smyrna, all caused by a crash. They had to block most of the right side of the roadway to get it onto the shoulder, and that's where it is now. 285 westbound at New North Side, Powers Ferry, exit 22. Rolling into Midtown Atlanta from Buckhead, a little slow, leaving Sidney Marcus Boulevard on 400. 85 breaks up before 17th Street, but then you're on and off the brakes, leaving Georgia Tech down to I-20. Much improved on the northbound side of the downtown connector. This report sponsored by Starbucks. The Starbucks Summer Berry Refresher is back. Notes of raspberry, blueberry, and blackberry shaken with ice and poured over raspberry-flavored pearls. Your Summer Berry Refresher is ready at Starbucks. Smile and Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
What would you do with $1,000 this summer?
Hotel, pool, week at the beach, cabin in the woods.
Whatever you want to do this summer,
WSB has $1,000 to make it happen.
$1,000 Thursdays gives you the chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
You could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays begins next Thursday.
From 95.5 WSB, where Atlanta wins.
The Love Your Home Minute from TE Certified. Hi, it's Chris Chandler with Josh, the local owner of TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. You know, Josh, that's him you see jumping out of the back of their trucks. So what's an electrical upgrade that has made you love your home even more?
Oh, the outlets by my nightstand. So this might seem like a really small thing, but I absolutely love it. When we first moved into the house, this is one of the first things I had the electrical team come out to the house to do. They put in new outlets right next to my wife and I's bedstand. And of course, they put the ones that had the USB ports in them. So now I don't have to worry about my charger, my laptop, my phone. And we do this all the time for people who want power somewhere, but they don't want to look at a cord. So this is soffits, this is garages, offices. We do this for TVs, clocks. Basically, somewhere you want power, you wish you had it, but you don't, we can make it happen.
People will think it sounds like a lot of trouble or hassle.
It can be, but not for a TE certified electrician.
TE certified, we love your home.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, Kroger brand 80% lean ground beef is on sale. 16-ounce packages are only $4.99 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. People often ask me why our mattresses last so long. The answer is simple. We build them right. Not only are OMF mattresses durable, they give you peace of mind from day one. When you invest in a mattress from OMF, you're investing in better sleep tonight and smart savings for years to come. No more frequent replacements, no more wasted time shopping. To learn more about the true value of durability, visit originalmattress.com and read our latest blog on getting the most from your mattress investment.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA
MCO.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire Ready with David Nicholas of Nicholas Wealth Management Saturday at 6 to get answers to your retirement. Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, they just don't sell cars. They set the standard of amazing. Enjoy personalized service, a Starbucks cafe, and airport parking concierge, because you deserve more than just a car. Visit ButlerLexusSouthAtlanta.com or call 800-NEW-LEXUS today, because they value you. Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Aram here till 12 noon, and then Eric Erickson and Devon Hester Doctrine, and then Alan Sanders fills in for me in my regular slot, which is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. Exciting news. $1,000 Thursdays starting next week. It's it's WSB's $1,000 Thursdays. You'll have seven chances to win $1,000. Listen for the keywords between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. and you'll have until the end of the hour to enter the keyboard into either WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com. And one lucky Atlanta listener will win $1,000, and it starts next Thursday, June 26th. I can't win. We're not eligible, but some lucky winner will win $1,000, and that's going to be much needed. I talked about President Trump being mad at him, but I apologize for calling him a doofus. I shouldn't have done that. That was disrespectful. Not only because he's a president, but because I voted for him 3 times, and I know the guy, so I shouldn't have called him a name. So I take that back. But everything else I said, I'm very mad at that tweet or that text or what have you. I want to talk about a story from a local grocery store, but so Yeah. So I want to play this for you really quickly. Listen to this. This was in a local grocery store here in Atlanta, and this was a customer complaining.
This is some. Who the hell made this ugly? I wish it was a manager here because y'all decorate everything else around here cute. Everything else around here cute. Juneteenth, you want to just throw something on a cookie cake and expect someone to buy it? That's no. What this free at last? Like, really? Who the think about this gum? Wait, I'm gonna be in here bright early in the morning to talk to somebody about this because this is unacceptable.
So apparently, cookie cakes at area local grocery store had Juneteenth, and they were decorated, not the best decorations at all. One of them had free at last with the @ sign from your texting and stuff. One just had free. There was one that had Juneteenth, and it was a bunch of different colors and stuff like that. And it was fascinating to me. But hold on, I've got to go to break. I want to tell you my thoughts on that when we come back. Okay, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Arum. Last day of filling in. Let's have a great time. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. We will be right back.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Aaron, you mentioned that taxes are on sale. What exactly does that mean? And is it something we need to take advantage of right now?
Yeah, Mark, it may not feel like it right now, especially this time of year. But when you look at history, we are actually in historically low income tax rates time. If you look back, tax rates have been significantly higher. And when you look at the national debt, which most reference at around $36 trillion, but when you consider the fact that with all the unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, it's actually north of $100 trillion. When we look at factors like that, there's a pretty good chance that tax rates actually go significantly higher again. So yeah, you can make an argument that right now taxes are on sale.
So Aaron, what can we do right now to take advantage of these low tax rates?
If you don't have an income plan in your retirement conversations, then you actually don't have a tax plan. That's important because if you don't have a plan for your money, guess who does? Uncle Sam's got one, and by default, you'll fall into that one. So we want to offer you a no-cost, no-obligation tax map. It's a deep dive into your retirement plan and specifically your tax strategy. From there, we'll make suggestions based on what's working or what opportunities could better fit your situation. The goal is for you to keep more of your hard-earned money while giving less to Uncle Sam. Call us at 770-280-1488. Again, that's 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we're available all across Metro Atlanta to meet you at a time and place that fits your schedule.
Taxes are not a seasonal conversation, and they're not going away once you retire. Take advantage of the complimentary tax map by calling the Vincent Financial Group today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. And join us for Retire ATL, Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Jed Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Our top story, the names of the two teachers killed in the Appalachia High School shootings are being added today to the National Memorial to Fallen Educators.
Richard Aspinwall and Christina Iramia were killed along with two students last September when shots rang out at the Barrow County High School. A total of 9 teachers are being added to the memorial, which is located in Emporia, Kansas. The ceremony is hosted by the National Teachers Hall of Fame. The tribute to teachers who have died while on the job was dedicated in 2013 and was inspired by the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting that claimed 26 lives in 2012. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It's 73 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. Channel 2 Action News meteorologist Brad Nitt says look for mostly sunny skies today. The high getting into the low 90s on this first day of summer. Get even hotter through the weekend with little to no chance of rain. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Getting word this morning from Georgia-based insurance giant Aflac that it was the victim of a cyber attack. It's possible cyber criminals access Social Security numbers, insurance claims, and health information this month of customers, agents, and employees there. Company says the investigation is in its early stages. The attack was stopped within hours, it says. Aflac's offering free credit monitoring and identity theft protection to customers who contact their call center that has been set up for the incident. Heads up if you're driving to Tennessee this weekend. A massive rock slide has wiped out part of I-40 in the Smoky Mountains after flash flooding this week. Will Reed with the Tennessee Department of Transportation admits it's a mess.
We have a goal of getting the interstate reopened in the next 2 weeks. However, we have a significant amount of work to do down here.
He says more than 3 inches of rain fell in just 2 hours this week. The flooded area, part of the same section of interstate that was washed away by those heavy rains of Hurricane Helene last fall. Shareholders of Atlanta-based Delta get some good news.
Delta Airlines is boosting its regular quarterly cash dividend by a more than expected 25% to close to 19 cents a share from 15. And the news coming from the annual shareholder meeting could be good news for investors eyeing losses this year for the stock. As consumers reined in travel spending, shares of Delta Airlines are down more than 20% since the start of the year. I'm Bloomberg's Denise Pellegrini for 95.5 WSB.
And maybe this is happening to you. ChatGPT could be making its users lazy writers. A new MIT study finds when people use the artificial intelligence tool to help write SAT-style essays, they consistently underperform at neural, linguistic, and behavioral levels. Researchers say over time, ChatGPT users actually got lazier with each essay, many times resorting to copy and paste methods. Another group not using the AI tool was found to exhibit more brain function, actually, with writing, especially around creativity. It is 9:32 as we check your money after being closed on Thursday for Juneteenth. The markets opened this morning and opened big. Dow is up more than 100 points. S&P is up slightly, and the NASDAQ is up more than 100 points right now to start your Friday. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. You start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Smile Mark McKay.
Got the Jam Cam Judd on the downtown connector where I see slowing 75-85 southbound. Approaching 17th Street, you'll break free once you get past Georgia Tech. Nice ride to the airport from there. Heading up from the airport into downtown, the only slowing on the connector you're dealing with now is leaving I-20 up to John Lewis Freedom Parkway. Speaking of I-20, in the work zone, you're slow 20 westbound, Panola Road exit 71 to 285, and passing Six Flags. Those right lanes are crowded from Riverside Drive, actually more toward Fulton Industrial Boulevard, exit 49, into that I-285 interchange on the west side. Smiley Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. 91 today, 93 Saturday and Sunday with a mostly sunny sky. We'll be in the mid-90s early next week.
73 degrees right now in Emerson, 76 in Lilburn, 74 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10, breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
Major escalation in the Middle East. Israel and Iran have traded attacks.
we've got it covered.
Iran has launched missiles at Israel, including in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem.
Tune in often for the latest.
An American official now confirms the U.S. is helping Israel intercept the missiles.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Coming up in 2 minutes, Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Aram, taking your calls, 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK on my opening statement. If you missed it, I'll reset it. But also, I want to finish my thoughts on a local grocery store and a controversy caused by one customer over Juneteenth cookie cakes. We'll be right back.
Is your heating and cooling system so old you can't remember when it was installed? If so, it's time to get protection from Reliable Heating and Air. Hey, friends, it's Mark Aram. Check this out. Let Reliable Heating and Air protect your AC from breakdowns and your budget. Just $14.99 a month. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. No deductibles, no claims or paperwork, no service fees, just coverage for your aging AC and heating systems. Get all the information you need online at reliableair.com.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
JIC, Flat Face Seal, BSP, and DEN. If you know what these are, then listen up.
I'm Victoria Holloway. We can replicate hose assembly on site with Mobile Hydraulics of Georgia.
Call 770-HYD-HOSE or try our website, HYDHOSE.com.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long.
And your budget is tight.
And your village is busy.
And the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
Hey, if you got weekend plans, make sure your home is ready for them. I called Wise Guys Pro Wash and boom, the house, driveway, and patio were spotless. They even cleaned the roof. I didn't even have to be home. They are truly professionals using the top equipment in the industry, and their soft washing kept my home safe and damage-free, and the results, incredible. Wise Guys has more than 2,000 5-star reviews, and I know why now. So mention me, Chris Chandler, for $70 off your next service. Book today at wiseguysprowash.com.
Shelley Winter in for Mark Aram. Enjoyed this week with you all. Let's have a good morning. Good morning. I normally air Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So come back at 7. Alan Sanders will be filling in for me tonight, and I will be back in my regular slot, 7 to 9 p.m. Coming up on Monday. So before we went to break, we played a sound of a customer in a local grocery store and complaining about the Juneteenth cookie cakes. First of all, let me say this. If you're going to a local grocery store to get your cake, you get what you get. Now, I've gone to our bigger supermarkets to get cakes at the last minute for loved ones, birthdays, or what have you. And the young lady, usually it's a woman, once or twice has been a guy, but usually it's a woman, and she decorates the cake. And they're usually experienced at it. They've been trained on it, and they're usually a bit older, so they've been doing it a while. But I have had a situation where I was running in there, getting a cake, and the person who was decorating the cake was not very good at it. The letters were kind of crooked. The script was a little hard to read, but it is what it is. I was in a supermarket getting a cake. I didn't go to a bakery where that's what they specialize in. I went to a supermarket. You're going to get what you get. And they're great cakes. Cakes in our supermarkets here locally are great tasting cakes, but sometimes you may get someone that's not as experienced in decorating a cake. That's an art form. Cookies are the same way. Now, from what I can see in this video, this customer seems to be just doing too much. Really, just doing too much. There's no reason to boycott him. There's no reason to go back the next day to a manager. There's no reason to get mad. There's no reason to jump up and down. This wasn't caused on purpose. This local grocery store where this happened, they weren't sullying the name of Juneteenth. They just probably a younger, probably inexperienced decorator. And they tried to do their best. One of the cookie cakes had "Free at Last" on it. Okay, I don't see anything wrong with that. I saw people walking around with T-shirts on that said Freedom Day, free at last. All slaves are free. I've seen all kinds of stuff. So to put it on a cookie cake, it's not really the most egregious thing I've ever seen. And there's no reason to get so worked up and so bent out of shape. If anything, it's kind of comical. Comical in the sense that someone tried. And they probably weren't the best decorator. And that's what you're going to find out. So that local grocery store, I wouldn't even have made a comment. I wouldn't have pulled it off the shelves because somebody would have bought it. If I would have seen those things and I was headed out to a Juneteenth celebration, I would have grabbed one and thought nothing of it. Oh, this is kind of cute. Clearly, the person who decorated is not an expert. That's okay. It's okay. So before we started, when we started the show, President Trump had sent out a Truth Social post saying about Juneteenth, too many non-working we didn't say it about Juneteenth. He just said this on Juneteenth. Too many non-working holidays in America. It's costing our country billions of dollars to keep all of these businesses closed. There's not a lot of businesses were closed yesterday, just banks. The workers don't want it either. I don't know what worker doesn't want a paid vacation day, but that's neither here nor there. Soon we'll end up having a holiday for every one working day of the year. That's probably never going to happen, but let's just throw that out there to make the point even dumber. It must change if we're going to make America great again. And I talked about in the opening segment basically saying how mad I am at him. I supported him in 16, 20, and 24, but I'm mad now. So I'm off the train. I'll get back on at some point. But right now, I'm mad. I'm jumping off the train, and I'm keeping it moving. So let's go to Lawrence in Atlanta because he disagrees with me. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Hey, how you doing, boss?
I'm good.
All right. Yeah, I just feel like it's one of those holidays where it's like they just threw something at us. The emancipation wasn't even done then, 2 years later. So it's like, why give it to us that date? And past that, nobody really celebrates it. The only people that's getting off is, like you said, banks and any government workers. And the government workers don't do work when they're already there. So.
But everybody celebrates it. There were 15 towns and municipalities in Georgia, in the metro Atlanta area, that had a Juneteenth celebration. Even before it was a federal holiday, there was a celebration of Juneteenth. The NAACP, as I mentioned, in Cobb County, had a Juneteenth weekend day for many, many years. My good friend Bob Johnson has been celebrating Juneteenth with a Juneteenth festival going on. I think this was his 20 or 22nd year this year. So, and people in Texas have been celebrating it from the very first one in 1865. There have been Juneteenth celebrations. So the idea that nobody's
they're celebrating for what? When they actually told them 2 years later.
Yeah. So the celebration. So the celebration is the fact that at that 2 year point, the celebration is actually at that 2 year point. Everybody was now free because you can make an argument. Let's say we celebrated Emancipation Proclamation Day as a federal holiday, whatever, right? Then everyone would say, well, no, that's not true because 2 years later, people were still enslaved in Texas. So the kind of historical aspect of Juneteenth is that was when actually every single enslaved African in America was legitimately free by law. And then not long after that, the 13th Amendment was passed, abolishing slavery. Now, if you wanted to have a holiday and you wanted to say, toss us a bone, if you will, quote unquote, then the vote, the day that the 13th Amendment was passed would be something to celebrate. But I don't see anything wrong with it. Every single holiday is a made-up holiday, giving a bone tossed to somebody. Every single one, whether it's religious, whether it's political, whether it's historical, every single one is a bone. Valentine's Day is a bone tossed to people. I mean, every holiday is by definition made up, right? And today is the longest day of the year, summer solstice. Well, let's celebrate the summer solstice. Well, many cultures did for thousands of years. This was a big day. Nobody did anything. They had big galas, big parties. People drank wine and made love and everything like that. So you know what I mean? I think the idea that there are too many is silly to post on the holiday. I think the idea that nobody celebrates it is not true. And I think saying that workers don't even want it is a lie because no worker I know of would not take advantage of a paid holiday.
Well, that's the thing. It's not really a paid holiday, boss. It's just saying.
How is it not a paid holiday?
It's a paid holiday for what workers?
Well, I know a bunch of people were off here. They got paid. Banks were closed. They got paid. Banks were closed.
Yeah,
they got paid.
But not normal workers. Not people out here in the work.
They worked because they weren't closed. It wasn't a holiday for them. So if you're, I'm talking about is a paid holiday.
If you're in any trade,
right?
It's not a paid holiday.
No holidays are paid. Hold on, Lawrence. You come on, Lawrence. You're making stuff up to force it into your argument. You're putting around.
No, I'm not.
You are. You are. A plumber will come out.
Right.
A plumber will come out to my house. A plumber will come out to my house on Christmas morning if I have a plumbing issue. He will get paid. Plumbers go to work if they weren't off yesterday, so they got paid. But if they were given off, they still got paid. So I'm not sure what you mean by a tradesman. If you work for yourself,
you're saying that it's a paid holiday as in the sense that if the company's saying everybody's off and everybody's getting paid for this holiday.
Yes,
that's not happening across the board. Bro.
Yes, it is. It's happening It's happening for any corporations that were closed yesterday. We have at CMG yesterday was a holiday, so people were off yesterday. They got paid. They got a day off,
if you want to say the few, but it's not the majority.
The majority worked. That's my point. The majority worked, Lawrence. Nowhere did I go yesterday that nothing was open. Everything was open yesterday, except for the bank.
Yeah.
So they worked.
It's not really like a holiday like, oh.
Come on, man. I ain't going back and forth. That's a silly argument. It's not really a holiday. Christmas, everything is open. Not everything. Some things are open, some things are closed. You want to buy something on Christmas morning that you need for Christmas? Say you didn't have gravy. There's a gas station open on Christmas morning that you can go to. Quick Trip will be open on Christmas morning. Not everything is closed on every single holiday. I mean, come on now. Let's just not be ridiculous about this, for real. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's take one more call. We'll take one more call? Let's take one more call. We got a minute. Let's go. Let's go to Patrick and Marietta. One more call. Go ahead, Patrick.
Hey, Shelly, how you doing?
I'm good. Real quick. Go ahead, Patrick.
The dirty little secret about Juneteenth is when it was passed in Texas was all peoples in the United States are free. That is not true. They enslaved little girls from South America, and they enslave today. That should be addressed. That should be acknowledged.
It is being addressed. It's being addressed specifically here in Georgia by Marty Kemp, who's been pushing for the entirety of Governor Kemp's 2 terms, human trafficking and human enslavement laws. So it is being addressed. It is being addressed.
Nobody's mentioned that. You're the first one to say it.
Oh.
There's still slavery in this country.
Okay, yeah, it's called human trafficking. Much different than slavery. But I get your point. Great call. It is Friday. 448-720-750. 1-800-WSB Talk. My name is Shelley Winter. I'm filling in for Mark Arum. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
9:47 in the Cool Ray Carrier 24-hour traffic center. Jam cam on the downtown connector, and I just watched a Georgia State Patrol units push a broken down vehicle to the right shoulder. Move that stall out of the travel lane, 7585 southbound near Georgia Tech North Avenue. That's why it's heavy coming into Midtown from the northwest, just south of Northside Drive, and stacked up 85 out of Brookhaven, starting just below North Druid Hills Road at exit 88. That's Lenox Cheshire Bridge. Northside perimeter delays are pretty much gone away. Still a little slow. 285 west approaching I-75, and on the east side perimeter, 285 is slow, leaving Highway 78 rolling up toward Tucker. This report sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Save at Whole Foods Market. Get 20% off. No antibiotics ever. 80% lean ground beef with Prime through June 24th while supplies last. Shop in store, online. Terms apply. Smile and Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
In Atlanta, there is always something happening.
Tanker truck crashed into the median.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
No traffic getting through in either direction.
Helping you on your commute.
Avoid the area at all costs. Take Highway 155 or Highway 4223.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, it's Belinda for the board-certified plastic surgeons at Marietta Plastic Surgery. I've trusted their team for years. Doctors West, McNeil, Hanna, and Biswas have been serving the Atlanta area for over 25 years with expert surgical and non-surgical care. With warmer weather on the way, are you summer ready? Marietta Plastic Surgery is here to help you look and feel your best. They now offer Awake Liposuction, a less invasive way to sculpt your body with less downtime. And their med spa still has all your go-to treatments like Botox and fillers, microneedling, Diamond Glow, hydrofacials, and Morpheus 8 for radiant, glowing skin. Looking to restore thinning hair or reshape your hairline? Marietta Plastic Surgery is the only practice in the region that offers the gold standard in hair restoration, the Foundation Aesthetic Hair Restoration Method. Visit MariettaPlasticSurgery.com to schedule your consultation today.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Got a leaky pipe? Trouble with your AC? Ace Hardware Home Services now has the trusted pros to fix it. From plumbing to cooling, we'll keep your home running smoothly all year long. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com or call 770-233-7787.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Now's the perfect time to cash in on your unwanted gold, silver, and luxury watches. I'm Anthony, owner of A1 Gold Buyers. You'll get top dollar, immediate payment, and free no-pressure evaluations. With years of trusted experience, we make the process quick, fair, and hassle-free. No appointment necessary. Come see us at 5779 Statebridge Road in Johns Creek, next to Pike Nursery. A1GoldBuyers.com. A1 Gold Buyers, where you get great service and great prices.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see "Get a phone on us," get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Shelley Winter in for Mark Aram. I normally air Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'll be back in my regular time slot Monday at 7 p.m. By the way, speaking of tomorrow, I also do a show called Car Guys at 12 noon tomorrow, and right after that at 1 p.m. Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton. So please check those shows out. Very good shows. One on everything automotive and the other one on everything Georgia Real Estate. Also, starting next week, it's WSB's $1,000 Thursdays. You'll have 7 chances to win $1,000. Listen for the keywords between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. You'll have until the end of the hour to enter the keyword into the WSB Radio app or at WSBRadio.com. One lucky Atlanta listener will win $1,000. We'll start the WSB's $1,000 Thursday on Thursday, June 26th. There's a story out here. I'm going to take your calls because people want to chime in on this Juneteenth and this post by Donald Trump that I'm totally mad at, that he did it on the holiday, and I didn't like it. But I do want to talk about the Atlanta Water Boys. Listen, there's a story out here that several people have been had the Cash App used to steal money from them by the quote-unquote water boys. These are the kids that gather at corners and sell you water, right? And so one lady said one of the boys came up to my window and she didn't have any cash, so she offered to send them $2 on Cash App. He took the phone, was like, "Nah, let me just type in the right username." When he gave the phone back to me, I sent the payment, and it was $1,100. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you like this. I don't mean to sound harsh or mean. Don't ever give someone your phone to Cash App yourself. Don't do that. I don't even do that with the valet guys. I mean, who does that? "Here, Shelly, take my phone and send yourself the $5. Now, I'm going to put $5, but let's say I slip up and I put one extra zero in there, on mistake, and I don't realize I did it. You're not paying attention. I'm not paying. It's just dumb. Why would you give some stranger, some little kid selling you water, your phone to do Cash App? And if they take the phone out of your hand, you get out the car and tell them, give it back. And you're not giving them anything. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we got to think. Really, we really got to use our heads out there. Sometimes a scam is a scam, and sometimes being scammed is like, you kind of stepped into that one on your own. Let's go to Robin in Powder Springs. Just a couple minutes ago, early in the show, I talked about Donald Trump and a Truth Social post he made about too many holidays, and he posted it on Juneteenth, which implies that Juneteenth is one of too many holidays, which is not. It's dumb. It's politically dumb. Robin in Powder Springs.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am. Quickly, Robin, we're going to run out of time.
I can't own anybody else's mistakes. He was wrong in saying that. I love you, Juneteenth. I happen to be white. I just happened to marry a man for 20 years. The Lord took him home. Yesterday, I found out exactly what Juneteenth was all about, and I'm so happy about it. I'm glad Biden, and I didn't even vote for Biden, I'm glad Biden finally made it a real holiday, and I'm just wondering why it took so long. But now that it is a holiday, it's a great thing. Love is what makes the world go around, and I told two people today that just so happened to be black. I asked them, did you have a nice holiday? And one man was so flabbergasted. He said, well, thank you very much. Love is clear. Real love is clear. Just like Father God, Jehovah Jireh, gave to us, he gives to us every day. It's clear. It costs nothing to be nice.
My sister, God bless you. Wonderful call.
God bless you.
Great call. That's a great call right there. Great call. Everyone hold on. We're getting ready to go to break. I don't want to rush through some of your calls because I think they're going to be great calls. When we come back, I do want to talk about the State Department has started to reissue student visas, but they're checking something before they approve student visas for foreign students to come to this country to study. Also, I had a chance to talk to ABC News' Karen Travers about Israel, Iran, and the administration and the White House and the thought process going on in the White House. We'll also play that coming up in the next segment. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shelley Winter. I'm filling in for Mark Arum, or as someone said yesterday, sent me an email, I'm continuing the conversation. We will be right back.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I love my home, and now I found a company that loves it as much as I do. TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. It's Chris Chandler here. These folks have done work in my home, and boy, it didn't take long to realize I could trust their expertise, their attention to detail, and what I think you'll find, just as I did, an amazing level of service. TE Certified has more than 20,000 five-star reviews, and it's been serving Atlanta for decades.
TE Certified, we love your home.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are conquering the unconquerable. Our experts are leading the way with innovative regenerative medicines and biotherapeutics that can repair diseased, injured, or defective tissues and organs to help treat people with chronic medical conditions. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
Spring is here, folks. You know what that means? It's officially moving season. Hey, it's Mark Arum back with you. Oh, moving, such a stressful situation. Time filled with hours of packing, unpacking, all the bubble wrap. First thing you should do when moving into your home, though, is make sure the Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity. Super quick and easy to set up. Makes moving less stressful. Then, boom, you'll have your new home hooked up with the ultimate Wi-Fi experience faster than the time it takes to parallel park a moving truck. Then you'll be back online with the most reliable Wi-Fi with the best-in-class equipment from Xfinity. So you can just kick back, relax, stream your favorite movies and TV shows while someone else deals with all those boxes. Because with Xfinity, the only thing you have to worry about is remembering where you packed the remote control. Make the right and easy move with Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com/move. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi claim based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report August 2024.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 10 o'clock, I'm Austin Eller. This news brought to you by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our top local story, 2 teachers killed in the Appalachia High School shooting last year are being honored in a new national memorial.
Richard Aspinwall and Christina Iramia were killed along with 2 students last September when shots rang out at the Barrow County High School. A total of 9 teachers are being added to the memorial, which is located in Emporia, Kansas. The ceremony is hosted by the National Teachers Hall of Fame. The tribute to teachers who have died while on the job was dedicated in 2013 and was inspired by the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting that claimed 26 lives in 2012. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Right now it's 76 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. Hot one today. Another day of sun. Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Insurance giant Aflac has suffered a major security breach. It's now warning customers that criminals may have obtained social security numbers, insurance claims, even private health information, and more. It's the latest attack on a major insurance company following similar breaches to 2 insurance companies in Pennsylvania. Officials say all 3 hacks are consistent with a cybercrime group that's known as the Scattered Spider. Updating Israel at war, an Iranian missile hit several residential buildings in southern Israel in the latest trading of attacks. It comes as many countries, including the U.S., rush to get their citizens out of danger.
Several nonprofits have also been enlisted to help. One of them is called Gray Bull Rescues. It's based right here in Florida. And according to the organization, more than 4,000 people in Israel have signed up to try to be part of one of these evacuation flights. And they believe that number could grow to 6,000 over the weekend.
Manuel Bojorquez reports Israel's ordered attacks on so-called symbols of the regime in Iran to destabilize Iran's religious leadership. The 988 Suicide Crisis Lifeline will remove its specific option for LGBTQ youth starting July 17th. The agency says this is so they can serve everyone, but Jeff Graham, executive director of Georgia Equality, tells WSB this could be problematic.
My biggest concern is that children who are in crisis will not get the help that they need through what should be a trusted source and available to all Americans.
He says dedicated helplines for LGBTQ youth will still be out there. They just won't be as easily accessible. A new report shows flipped homes are struggling in Metro Atlanta.
New data shows 2/3 of metro areas, including Atlanta, saw smaller returns on their flips in the first quarter. That's according to a new report from Adam, which shows flipped single-family homes and condos only accounted for 8.3% of all home sales through March, the lowest number in a quarter since 2018. Experts say the competitive market's pushing home prices higher, which is great for short-term investors, but makes it harder to find cheaper properties to buy. I'm Bloomberg's Monica Ricks for 95.5 WSB.
The city of Doraville takes the spotlight in a new documentary premiering at the Terra Theater this weekend.
Made by 3 women who grew up there, Made in Doraville tells the story of the area's transformation. Lisa Edmondson is the writer.
From the GM plant to what is now movie production studios on that same site, we talk about that evolution in the documentary.
Co-director Caroline Kamick grew up in Doraville, teaching in the school she once attended.
A lot of the story is written around my experience because it shows the transition of that all-white community to the international community that it is today.
And there's an original song. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
It is 10:03. The Mark Arum Show continues in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smiling Mark McKay's live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
All right, Austin, with the rain that has moved out, now construction crews will certainly take advantage, likely be up and running all day long in the DeKalb work zone. The right lane's knocked out now, I-20 eastbound with road work at Wesley Chapel Road exit 68, slow with all lanes open, but westbound in that work zone, sluggish to I-285. Not construction, but a work vehicle that is broken down, partially blocking the left lane past Six Flags, slowing the ride I-20 eastbound, leaving Riverside Parkway, trying to get past I-285. 285 delays are minimal now. The ride into Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, has improved, especially rolling out of the northern suburbs. Nothing more than a tap of the brakes now, leaving 400 and I-85, the 85 ride to the connector southbound past Georgia Tech. Smiling Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz with Atlanta's most accurate and dependable weather forecast. Headed to 91 and mostly sunny today. We'll stay mostly sunny, hot and dry this weekend. 93 Saturday and Sunday.
Right now it is 75 degrees in Sandy Springs, 76 in College Park, also 76 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Shelley Winter in for Mark Arum. I normally air Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Please check my show out if you've never heard me. I'll be back in my regular slot on Monday, ladies and gentlemen. I know I teased coming up, but I scheduled an interview with attorney Courtney Kramer, and she's joining us right now to talk about a story that no one's really talking about. Roswell Daycare Center has been accused, and there's video showing it, of abusing children, and the Fulton DA's office is not quite doing their job. Hey, Attorney Kramer, how are you?
Hey, Sally, I'm great. How are you doing?
Wonderful. So tell us about what's happening with this Roswell Daycare.
Yeah, well, first, thanks for having me on the show, and thanks for talking about this case. So what happened, it was from a case in 2022, and basically there's been video footage of 3 teachers that were later arrested on 38 misdemeanor charges and 4 felony charges for first-degree child abuse at this daycare in Roswell. And you have a bunch of families that saw video footage of their children being pushed, shoved, pulled. I believe one video is like a kid's head going into a trash can. And obviously charges were brought. And now the Fulton DA's office recently notified the parents via email that they are going to suggest this case go to pretrial diversion. So that means that there will be no time served. There will be just community service, a fine, and there's going to be nothing on these teachers' records if the judge decides to accept this for pretrial diversion, which is a complete disaster.
Absolutely. And let me ask you a question as an attorney, Courtney. Let's put aside these charges. If a parent were accused of these charges, would there ever be pretrial diversion of a parent when they lose their kids and they go to jail?
Absolutely. It happens all the time. And so the fact that this is happening to teachers who are responsible for children on a daily basis, and they're not going to jail, and the fact that this is even being remotely considered for pretrial diversion is a complete and abhorrent dereliction of their duty as prosecutors in the DA's office, if you ask me.
And pretrial, what is pretrial diversion? Because I usually have pretrial diversions for minors and like non-violent drug crimes, things like that. Can you explain to us what pretrial diversion would mean for these teachers?
Shelley, you're absolutely correct, and that's why it's a little ironic here. So it really is. It's an alternative to nonviolent offenders. That's what it is. And it is just a way to make sure that we're not clouding the justice system, making sure we're getting nonviolent offenders the proper remedy that they need, and we're not overloading the judges and the DA's office and the public defender's office with a bunch of nonviolent offenders. The problem here is that these are violent offenders. These are child abusers. When you have 38 misdemeanor charges and 4 felony charges for first-degree child abuse, if you ask me, that's pretty violent.
Right.
So the fact that this is being, like I said, considered for pretrial diversion, I'm not sure where this is going to go. I hope that this does not get approved for pretrial diversion. Unfortunately, I talked to one of the parents last night, and he said that they think that it's going to get approved, unfortunately. So that's why, I brought this to your attention. I think we should be bringing this to the attention of the public, because your children are not safe. If these are teachers that are going to be allowed to be supervising young children and they're going to be released out to go supervise children again, they're violent. That shouldn't happen. Our communities should be the top priority, and the safety of our communities and children of the DA's office, and that clearly is not the case.
Absolutely. And in this case, these teachers, because it won't be on their record, they can just go apply for a job at any other daycare center and they'll be hired because there's nothing showing that they even went through this.
Correct. It's not on the record. They have no record of it. So you're exactly right. They can go get a job and no one would know the difference.
What can my listeners now who are hearing this story pretty much for the first time, what can they do to get, justice for these children and the parents of these children from what happened to them? Do they call the DA's office? Like, what happens next?
Well, this story just came to my attention really yesterday. And so that's why I, brought it to your attention. I think putting pressure on the DA's office, calling the DA's office, writing the DA's office, talking to everybody in their community. I'm sure that we will probably start getting a petition circulated to see how many people, in the community want to make sure this goes to trial and not pretrial diversion, because this is this should be of the utmost importance to our community.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to me now, reach out to the Fulton County DA's office, DA Fonnie Willis, and let her know that this should not happen. No pretrial diversion for these teachers. It's fascinating to me, before I let you go, Courtney, as you were talking, I thought about this, and I said, it's fascinating to me that Fonnie Willis, DA Fonnie Willis, went after teachers who erased questions on tests and tried to put them in jail for 15, 20 years, but she's doing pre-trial diversion for literally abusers of small children.
It is quite ironic, Shelley, and that is why it should be at the top of every news headline right now, because this is not aligning with the alleged goals and missions of that DA's office. This is just showing that she's doing things for her own good, and she's other cases she's worried about. She's still prosecuting famous rappers, so she's more worried about that than the safety of our children.
Great call, Courtney. Thank you, Attorney Courtney Kramer. We appreciate you very much. Have a great day and good luck on this case, and keep us up to date on this case as it proceeds through.
Thanks, Shelley. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Interesting case. I want to talk about student visas. And everybody hold on. I'm going to come to you. I just need to get these thoughts out of my head, because they'll stay there all weekend and they'll just float around, and if I don't get them out of my head. There's a story where the State Department is resumes visas for foreign students. So the background is foreign students, they had stopped taking students foreign visas. They had stopped. The State Department said all across all the embassies that they would not take applications for student visas, right? So now they've reinstated them. And I think this is a wonderful thing, right, to reinstate the visas. I think foreign students that come here do enhance the country of America. It enhances us. It makes us better. But they're going to go through students' social media to look for, and I quote here, let me read to you here. They're going to be on the lookout for posts and messages that could be deemed hostile to the United States, its government, culture, institutions, or founding principles. I'm for that. Now, here's the problem. Foreign student visa applicants do not have a right to First Amendment protections, right? Because they're not here yet. They're in Uzbekistan or Nigeria or Russia or China or Japan or any place, Paris, France, England, any place else. They're in those countries trying to get an education here. And that's fine. But they have no rights to First Amendment protections. And I agree that if you are on your social media and you're a resident and a teenager in France, let's say, and you've been dogging America on its transgender policies, or you've been dogging one half of the two-party system on their foreign policy, I don't think you should be allowed here. Now, that being said, it's kind of tough to crack down on a teenager, because when I was a teenager, I had all kinds of crazy opinions that changed over time. When I was 16 or 17, I thought I knew everything and I could give you an opinion on everything. When I was 20, 21, that opinion could have changed from 16 or 17. 25, 26, that could have changed from 20, 21. And on she goes. As I learned more information, my opinion started to change. Even now, as a grown man on the radio every night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the greatest news and talk station ever, 95.5 WSB News, Atlanta's News and Talk, my opinions change also. When I get more information, I could change my opinion on a particular subject. It's called growth. It's called being an adult. It's called being human. Should happen. You should not have the same opinion today that you had 20 years ago. If you do, you haven't grown one bit. And don't tell me, well, I was right 20 years ago, I'm right now. No, it's an opinion. By definition, it's your opinion. Doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean you're wrong. It's your opinion. But some opinions should have changed over the course of growing up and getting older. Actually, many opinions should have changed. But I like what the State Department is doing. I like what the Trump administration is doing and what Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, and his office, they're doing, scouring the social media of students who want visas to study here. Now, remember also this. I got to shift a little. I had to shift what I said earlier a little bit. Remember, a foreign student coming here to learn is usually not the high school student, 16 or 17. I should correct myself on that. Foreign students who are coming here to learn usually are young adults. They're in their early 20s usually, because they've gone through the schooling where they are in their country. They're not coming here as freshmen necessarily. Many of them are coming here as older students. They've gone through their full education in their country of origin, and now they're trying to get extra education in America, PhDs, masters, and things like that. So a lot of them are not just necessarily getting foreign visas at 16 or 17, and I should have kind of corrected that a little bit. Let's go to the phone. So earlier in the show, I started the show off talking about how mad I was at President Trump for a Truth Social post he made about too many holidays, and he happened to make it on Juneteenth. The implication being that Juneteenth is one of too many holidays, and it's a waste of money. Let's go to Robert, because he seems to agree with the president. Go ahead, Robert.
Hey, Shelly, how you doing?
I'm good.
His timing of the tweet wasn't the greatest, but I think the point, I'm not trying to condone or defend him,
right?
But I think what he's trying to say is there's too many paid time off holidays, especially with the government workers, me being a former government worker. There's 11 paid time off holidays, and it's just kind of gotten out of control, I think.
So let me say this. I agree with you, and I say let's have that debate, right? I tend to agree with you, and let's have that debate. I just don't think, like you said, like you started your point off with, and that's where I was going earlier in the show when I made my rant, is that on the specific holiday, on a touchy subject like a holiday around the ending of slavery, on a subject of importance to African Americans, which you tout as having the largest number of African Americans voting for you than any other Republican presidential candidate, it was not only untimely, it was just dumb. It was just dumb. Yeah. That's the point I'm making.
And I think a better holiday than June, instead of Juneteenth, would be April 9th. Because that's the end of the Civil War, division in the country, brought the end out of slavery. I think that would be a better holiday for the country because it kind of encompasses everyone instead of trying to, create division, I think, with a specific holiday.
But Juneteenth it does include everyone. It really does.
Well, yeah, it does, but I think April 9th, is a more significant day.
But then
that was the end.
I understand.
That was the end of the Civil War.
I get you, but then the Sons of Confederates, daughters or whatever that group is, they would be mad. Have a great day, Robert. Great call. Talk to you soon, my friend. Let's go check traffic with Smiling Mark McKay. Hey, Smiling.
Hey, Shelley, little slow past Six Flags. We know why. There's a breakdown hug on the left shoulder we see on the jam cam. This is I-20 eastbound before Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Brake lights back at Riverside Parkway. Westbound I-20 slow through the work zone, leaving Panola Road exit 71 to 285. Right lane outbound taken up with construction. I-20 eastbound near Wesley Chapel Road exit 68. And rolling out of Morrow and Ellenwood, expect delays on the I-75, I-675 corridor. Heavy volume of traffic rolling south toward McDonough. Most of that's going to be leaving Highway 138 down to exit 224 Hudson Bridge Road. This report sponsored by Stone Mountain Park. See the exact same fireworks show July 1st to the 7th at Stone Mountain Park. All new fire drones plus the light show and fireworks finale. Tickets at stonemountainpark.com. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
Israel launches strikes on Iran. We've got it covered.
People are hunkering down in those bomb shelters.
With news at the top and bottom of every hour. And when it breaks,
Iran will decide they have nothing to lose. It's pedal to the metal.
Tune in often for the latest.
They're going to build a bomb.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
You know the best part about hot weather is walking into a cool, comfortable house, right? Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling. Summer is here. Don't let HVAC problems ruin your fun. Coolray is offering up to $2,250 in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete home carrier system. Ready to stay cool this summer? Visit Coolray.com to book your appointment today and keep your home cool and comfortable all summer long. Cool Rain Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in AMCO just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA
MCO.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate the hassle this summer. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home and skip the hassle of constant cleaning and costly repairs. There's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Shelley Winter in for Mark Arum, ladies and gentlemen. Starting next week, it's WSB's $1,000 Thursdays. You'll have 7 chances to win $1,000. Listen for the keywords between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. You'll have until the end of the hour to enter the keyword into WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com. One lucky Atlanta listener will win $1,000. We'll start WSB's $1,000 Thursday on Thursday, June 26th. That's next Thursday. So keep it locked here to give you a chance to win $1,000. It's a lot of money. I can use $1,000 right now. Can you use $1,000 right now? I can use $1,000 right now. I really can. I mean, yeah. So this. When we come back after this quick segment, when we come back, we're going to talk to Karen Travers about what's going on with Israel and Iran and the White House and the administration. But I wanted to tell you quickly, we see these stories. Criminals are dumb, right? Like, by definition, criminals are dumb. And 99.9% of them are dumb. Now, there's some smart ones who, that do get away with it, but for the most part, criminals are dumb, right? Because they have to know at some point they're going to get caught, right? But this is probably the dumbest criminal ever, right? This guy was shoplifting, caught shoplifting, and he had 2 knives, and the police were called, and they saw him, I guess somewhere in the parking lot, and dude took off running, just took off running. And while he was running, listen to this. While he was running, he started stabbing himself in the neck. And by the time the police caught up to him, they tried to render aid to him, but he died. Killed himself for shoplifting. You got to be going through a lot to kill yourself because you got caught shoplifting. In other news, crime news, a guy robbed a Tiffany store. He had $770,000 worth of diamonds. He was driving through Florida. Sheriff's deputies were told to be on the lookout because the Tiffany store in Orlando had just gotten robbed. He's like 300 miles outside of Orlando. Sheriff deputies spotted him, pulled him over. Dude swallowed the diamonds. I guess that made him disappear. Not knowing that when he went to the bathroom in a jail cell, they'll come right out. Shelley Winter for Mark Arum. We'll be right back.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Arum here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with a team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
When someone's AC is on the fritz, drains are clogged, or wall outlets are sparking, Castile Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical never asks, how soon do you need it fixed? You know why? Because no one in recorded history has ever said, oh, take your time, just whenever you can get to it. We just assume, how fast can you get here will always be the answer. So Castile will be there same day, and we won't leave until you're 100% satisfied. See? Sometimes it's good to assume. It gets your AC fixed fast. Book today at CastileAir.com.
Listen up, because women have long waited for the world to recognize the importance of our health.
Northside Hospital goes beyond "we hear you" to "we're out here with you," because women deserve more than open ears.
They deserve open doors, and 1 ounce of action is worth 1,000 words.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work for you.
This is a house call. Heard. Learn more at northside.com/heard.
With our weather extremes, I wanted windows that would stand the test of time. Hi, it's meteorologist Glenn Burns, and I found them. I love my Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass Windows from North Georgia Replacement Windows. I was blown away. They're energy efficient and incredibly durable. 8 times stronger than vinyl, so they last. Experience the fiberglass difference in your home or in their new Alpharetta showroom.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
Plan today so you can potentially do the things you've always wanted in retirement. Listen Saturdays at 6 to Retire Ready with David Nicholas of Nicholas Wealth Management. Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 10:30, I'm Austin Ellert. This news brought to you by Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. Our top local story: Forsyth County authorities say they are investigating after an overnight shooting at an apartment complex on the southern end of the county. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says it happened at the Juncture Apartments that's just off McGinnis Ferry Road near Georgia 400. The victim taken to a local hospital where they were treated and then later released. And officials believe the victim knew the shooter, but no word on a suspect or any arrests in that case. Updating Israel at war, at least 17 people are injured after the latest Iranian missile strike on Israel. It comes as France, Germany, and the UK all meet with Iranians for a diplomatic meeting in Geneva.
The British presenting the Iranians with a reminder that an American offer to essentially disassemble their domestic nuclear enrichment program, get it out of their country, and then if they want to keep buying nuclear fuel for civilian reasons, buy it from a third party or from another country, remains on the table.
Ed O'Keefe reports the countries have been briefed the U.S. about their planned approach during that meeting this morning. Police in Memphis say the city's mayor was the target of a kidnapping attempt. A 25-year-old's been arrested after scaling a wall and then knocking on the mayor's door.
He told police he was angry with the mayor and wanted to confront him about crime in the city. Now, of course, you can imagine how frightening this incident is just 2 days after a gunman shot and killed Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband, as well as shot Minnesota State Senator John Hoffman and his wife.
Nicole Valdez reports the suspect also had a laser, gloves, rope, and duct tape in his car. More than 100 million Americans are under heat alerts as heat and humidity spread across the country this week. Phoenix, Arizona hit a record-shattering 117 degrees, which these residents aren't happy about.
I can't walk the dog. The dog's mad at me because she can't go for anywhere at this point.
Definitely it can make things a little bit more, depressing. You just want to stay inside all day. You don't really want to do anything because it's so hot outside.
And they're not the only ones. Much of the nation will suffer through 100-degree heat well into next week. That includes here. Temperatures are going to reach up into the mid-90s in Georgia by Sunday. If you're looking for cooler weather, you can head to northwestern Montana. That's where, as all of this is happening, a winter storm warning is posted for Glacier National Park. Up to a foot of snow will fall there over the weekend. The National Suicide Crisis Lifeline will remove a dedicated option for LGBTQ youth in less than a month.
The agency in charge of the 988 crisis line says the change means they will no longer silo LGBTQ youth services and will focus on serving all help seekers. But Jeff Graham, executive director of Georgia Equality, says he's worried.
Children who are in crisis will not get the help that they need through what should be a trusted source and available to all Americans.
He says dedicated helplines for LGBTQ youth will still be out there. They just won't be as easily accessible. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 10:33. Live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smile and Mark McKay's live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Just watched all lanes held past Six Flags to move a breakdown to the right shoulder. That's a Hero unit that did the job there. Got to the right shoulder on I-20 eastbound before Fulton Industrial Boulevard, exit 49. Delays back toward Riverside Parkway will start to improve. A bit slow out of Smyrna Vinings trying to exit onto the ramp to 75 north from 285 east, the inner loop. Slow, looks like a crash on the left shoulder of that transition ramp as you point north toward Marietta. Pointing south on I-75 toward McDonough, a little slow through Stockbridge this morning, I-75 southbound, leaving I-675. Smile and Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. 91 today, 93 Saturday and Sunday. with a mostly sunny sky. We'll be in the mid-90s early next week.
Right now, 77 in Decatur, 77 in Vinings, also 77 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
WSB is looking for a home for Flapjack. Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, and he is our dog of the month this month. With Paws Atlanta, we're looking for Flapjack's new family. Sweet, about 2 years old, playful but not rambunctious, and something unusual too. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fees. Meet Flapjack, WSBRadio.com/dog.
Coming up in 2 minutes, Shelley Winter filling in for Mark Arum. Bill Crane, WSB political analyst. Bill Crane joins me. I'm going to ask him about Ted Cruz versus Tucker Carlson. Also, I'm going to ask him about Donald Trump's, I think, inappropriate truth post yesterday on Juneteenth. We'll be right back.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
This is Scott Slade for the great people at Ragsdale Heating and Air, where many of their employees have been with the company for 10, 20, even 30 years, and I've used them for a lot of those years. You know, with school getting out, you've got to have good air conditioning. And if you're ready for a new AC system during the month of June, Ragsdale is taking up to $1,700 off a new Carrier home comfort system. And you'll get Ragsdale's trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale's the name I know you can trust for all your plumbing, electrical, and insulation needs, too. Go to ragsdaleair.com or call them. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
How easy is it to save energy and money in seconds? Power down unused devices, swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs, and adjust your thermostat for the season. Get more tips at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
I did it my way. Yes, there were times.
WSB political analyst Bill Crane joins the Mark Arum Show every Friday at 10:35, to talk politics. Bill, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Shell, do you like my other theme song? I got three. I got I'm Just a Bill on your show, and Sinatra's My Way on this show, and they play this little brain drain thing on the Eric Von Hassler show. Makes me feel special.
Oh, yeah, I think mine is the best, though.
Most appropriate.
Bill Crane joins us. Bill, first question, Tucker versus Ted Cruz, almost a 2-hour interview, got heated at times. One of the most powerful moments in that interview, and it's been seen by millions in the last 48 hours, one of the most powerful questions that Tucker asked Bill, and I've never heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, never heard a journalist ever ask a sitting senator especially this question, but he asked him what AIPAC does. And I thought that was just bringing it up was one of the more interesting aspects of this interview. But tell us about what you thought of the interview. Even if you've not seen it, you've heard about it.
I've seen it. It's emblematic of the split right now in the GOP and MAGA world between people that are more hawkish, both on military spending and the United States' position in the world, and those who supported Donald Trump in part because he said no more wars and he was going to bring peace in Israel and Gaza and with Hamas, and he's going to bring peace with Ukraine and Russia. And now it seems and appears not only are things more inflamed, but he's considering the United States not just defending Israel, assisting with air support, assisting with using our missiles and our aircraft and the Iron Dome to take out drones and missiles coming from Iran and their allies, but actively attacking in the United States forum things like Fordo, the main remaining nuclear weapon development lab that's deep in an underground mine in Iran, and with the bomb only the United States has, the bunker buster that's 30,000 tons and can only be flown and dropped by a B-2 bomber. So we're kind of in a very delicate, advanced stage of near warfare. Ted Cruz is supportive of Israel. I'm supportive of Israel. I'm not sure going to war is the correct tack, but what you are seeing, and you started to see it at the GOP convention, which you attended, is a schism within the party in power over a handful of issues, and one of them, again, is how we deal with the United States as a global policeman, or we focus more on domestic concerns.
And what's fascinating to me is that I think at the heart of this, and you mentioned it, for those of us, and I'm on the Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene side, is because you ran on a specific issue, and now we're seeing a doubling back, possibly. We don't know what's going to happen, but possibly a doubling back on that issue. And so what people are saying is not necessarily a difference in policy, but more so is you said you weren't going to do this, and now you're doing it. And that's what people are pushing back on. And the neocon types in the party are telling us why we need to do it, but we're all like, well, why didn't you say this during the election? Because that's not what was promised to us.
Because that wasn't the popular position to take. But I will also say that being a political analyst and looking at this in the long game, I believe this shift occurred and started during Donald Trump's more recent visit to the Middle East, when he probably got, not tacit permission, but an okay from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, that if things continued to escalate in Israel and with Hamas, that there would be more responses outside of the Palestine, that the funders of Hamas, which are principally Iran and one other country in the area, would be more aggressive. And there have been challenges between Saudi Arabia, Iran having nearly 88 million people and being one of the top 5 producers of oil in the world. They don't really work with OPEC. They're on their own. They've talked about closing the Strait of Hormuz, which would cripple their oil industry, which would put a huge dent in OPEC's sales. And Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, UAE, a number of countries in the Arab world have been more over time allowing Israel to exist, and even allowing communications between Israel and flights between Israel and Iran is hardline, and has been since the current government took over in 1979 and deposed the Shah of Iran. So I think this is the evolution of a long game, and there's an opportunity because you don't see any of those Arab countries standing in protest to what the U.S. is considering, or the discussions that have been going on about ending the peace talks in Oman and going to war. So the fact that they're not saying anything tells you something.
Right, absolutely. We're on the phone with Bill Crane, WSB political analyst. I want to shift over to this tweet or Truth Social post that President Trump made yesterday on Juneteenth. I'll read it to you, and I want to hear your thoughts. Too many non-working holidays in America. It is costing our country billions of dollars to keep all these businesses closed. The workers don't want it either. Soon we'll end up having a holiday for every one working day of the year. It must change if we're going to make America great again. I was outraged at it. I just thought the timing of it was silly, was stupid. The fact that you did not make a tweet on Juneteenth about Juneteenth was a missed opportunity, and then you completely flubbed everything by making this tweet on Juneteenth. I don't make the argument that there are not too many federal holidays. I'm making the argument that yesterday wasn't the day to make your thoughts known about too many holidays.
And it's our newest federal holiday. So
Right.
it was inopportune in terms of timing for a Republican president who says he wants to broaden the base and bring in Hispanic and African American voters. It runs in the face of that. Timing is everything in politics. And so if you want to have a discussion as part of the big budget bill, or talk about half days for federal employees, or let's look at how, because I think at this point we now have at least one federal holiday in every month of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And not only are they federal government employees, but typically state government, city and county take that holiday. And as you mentioned and he mentioned, business is often closed. So there's an impact to the economy, both on the cost government of paying for employees who are essentially on leave, and there's a cost of non-revenue coming in from businesses that turn that into a holiday as well. And it does cost, not trillions, but billions of dollars. So there's a discussion to be had there, but that was not the time to do it, the place to do it, the venue to do it. And certainly, again, the newest federal holiday we have seemed like an attack on that holiday.
Absolutely. And it plays to every name call, every name that the opposition calls you, and it just plays into their hands completely, and it's like you just don't care. And the broader picture is that how does this impact when the next Republican statewide official in Georgia or any place else in the country is running for office and needs the African-American vote? You're not helping them in any way, shape, or form.
I think it weakens him for the 2026 midterms. I think it weakens – he's not going to be on the ballot. And here in Georgia, neither is Brian Kemp. With the splits within the GOP that you and I are aware of, with the walkouts that are occurring within the Georgia Republican Alliance, it's just another ding that makes it possible in this state and other places for the GOP to move back into minority status. And by that, I'm not talking about racial minority.
Right.
I'm talking about political minority.
Absolutely, absolutely. Last question, TikTok, been another deadline moved. I never wanted TikTok to be sold. I never agreed with the whole idea of selling this thing because China has our information. Facebook has my information, and they're just as devious with it as China would be. But your thoughts on the deadline being moved for the sale of TikTok?
I don't think it's going to be shut down because it's too popular and it carries too much information and too many people do business through TikTok. But I don't know that ByteDance is ever going to want to sell it. I wouldn't compare Meta to China in terms of what malicious things they could do with our information. But if they, they've got, I think, 300 million subscribers globally, about half of that in the United States. If they were going to do something devious, they've already started doing it. We're already seeing it in TikTok videos that push propaganda. You've just got to be, as a consumer of information on all platforms, more discerning. And just because you see some celebrity died or that Donald Trump said something stupid, there's probably a possibility he did say something stupid. He may have not said that. You've got to do more due diligence.
Absolutely.
So I'm a fan. I'm a subscriber. I have a site on TikTok. I think it's, particularly for reaching millennials, it's very effective. But I don't think, again, that it will be shut down. I think whether or not it's bought or there's some other compromise, perhaps it's broken off into a U.S. short company that ByteDance still owns, I don't think it's going to go away.
We're on the phone with Bill Crane, WSB political analyst. Before I let you go, Bill, statewide races. We've got Keisha Lance Bottoms, Jason Estevez, OB, pastor, the pastor, I can't remember his name now, Brown, Pastor Brown announced. We have some more Democrats who have announced. Can you talk to us about that?
The Democratic Party is going to have a very spirited primary for governor, and there's still the possibility of some late entries. I don't think Stacey Abrams will get in, but she's said to be still considering it on her listening tour of the state. Michael Thurmond, the former CEO of DeKalb County and the former labor commissioner, said to be still considering it. So that's going to be kind of very, for independent voters, an interesting primary to look at, where on the Republican side we will have probably 3 candidates, maybe 4 at this point. We have Attorney General Chris Carr, who I think is making up some ground, locking down sheriffs, locking down big money donors, locking down a lot of Brian Kemp supporters. And the latest we've heard from the Lieutenant Governor, who I know you're a friend of and supporter of, is he may wait until September to enter the race, which I think is a tactical error.
Yeah, full disclosure, good friends with Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. As Bill said, first I heard was July, and then at the convention, people said there was mention about an August date. And I think that anything past August is, I agree with you, a big mistake.
He could do it. He could afford to do it. He's very wealthy. He's a very successful businessman.
And he's got the name recognition. But I think that, like you said, I think the most important thing you said is Chris Carr is making up ground. And then also what's helping Chris Carr a lot is everything going on around ICE and detentions and deportations, because as Attorney General, he gets to get out there in the news around a subject that particularly Republicans is very popular with Republicans.
I think you can say something to Lieutenant Governor he wouldn't listen to from me, but it's reported in multiple places and people have heard it, that he said he doesn't want to be on the same stage as Chris Carr. He's done that twice so far this year, and apparently it didn't go well for him. I wouldn't take that tack. Again, if he waits late, he's got to let people do a side-by-side, and there's a big difference. Ask Roy Barnes, former governor, between being known by everyone at the state capitol and every lobbyist and every state senator having your back and being known statewide.
Absolutely. Great call. Have a great weekend, Bill. We're still praying for you, my brother. God bless you.
Take care, Shell.
Let's go. Let's go check traffic with Smiling Mark McKay.
Gridlock alert, Shelley, trying to get from Duluth into Norcross. Rollover crash, only a right lane, right shoulder is open. I-85 southbound before Beaver Ruin Road, exit 102. They're making good progress getting this vehicle on a tow truck, but still most of I-85 southbound is shut down. Delays back into the Highway 316 interchange. Easy way around it, take Satellite Boulevard as you work your way south toward Norcross for the time being. I-75 is stacked up. Folks getting out of town for the weekend, leaving Stockbridge, leaving 675, delays toward Hudson Bridge, Eagles Landing Parkway, and a crash on the left side of the ramp near Truist Park, causing a slowdown on the Interloop 285 north and east, trying to get onto I-75 northbound. Smiling Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
You're by the pool.
You're relaxing.
You're sipping a drink.
Someone brings you a towel.
Adjust the umbrella.
Sound like a fantasy?
It's not if you win $1,000 from WSB.
$1,000 Thursdays begins next Thursday.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBRadio.com or the WSB app within that hour, and you could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBRadio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays
from 95.5 WSB.
Where Atlanta wins.
Can you remember the last time you turned on the shower and all you got was cold water? Hopefully you don't have a fresh memory of that. Hey, it's Mark Aram. I want you to check out my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Great new deal on a new water heater. Check it out, guys. Only $29.99 a month and no payments for 3 whole months. No credit check and an unbeatable lifetime warranty. Or you want to go tankless? It's only $59.99 a month, and you can enjoy endless hot water. Think about those long, hot showers in the cold, cold winter. Their new water heater installations come with their 100% satisfaction guarantee, same-day water heater installation guaranteed, or they pay you $300. And with their Comfort as a Service program, you get lifetime repair and maintenance, no additional charges ever, no money down, and just easy monthly payments. So new water heater, $29.99 a month, or tankless, $59.99 a month. Amazing deal, amazing hot water, amazing service. Go online to reliableair.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, you're their priority. From personalized service to luxury amenities, they make sure you feel valued every step of the way. Buying or servicing, your experience matters. Call 800-NEW-LEXUS. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
It's still the greatest form of advertising, word of mouth. If we could bottle it and sell it, we'd be rich. But we can't. That's what keeps it honest. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons. From garage doors to entry doors to windows, for every opening of your home, we've got you covered. Talk to your neighbors. Chances are we've worked on their home. They'll tell you all about their 5-star experience with All Four Seasons. When trust matters, trust us. All, the number 4, seasonsgarages.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is Medishare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with Medishare, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about Medishare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And Medishare works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Ladies and gentlemen, here till 12 noon. Eric Erickson comes up next, and then the Von Hessler Doctrine, and then filling in for me on my regular time slot, which is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, will be Alan Sanders. Starting next week is WSB's $1,000 Thursdays. You'll have 7 chances, count them, 7 chances to win $1,000. Listen for the keywords between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. You'll have until the end of the hour to enter the keyword into the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com. One lucky Atlanta listener will win $1,000. We'll start WSB's $1,000 Thursday on Thursday, June 26th, my friends. Don't want to miss that. Early in the show, I started the show talking about a Truth Social post by President Trump yesterday. Too many non-working holidays in America. He posted this on Juneteenth, implying that Juneteenth is a bad holiday, if you will, and that there are too many holidays. And I started with that. I'm kind of mad at him. I'm off the Trump train after supporting him. I get on and off the train all the time. But we had some callers who wanted to call in and chime in about it. Thomas in Stone Mountain. The reason why the holiday is important. Go ahead, Thomas.
The holiday is important because it gives recognition to the fact that the African Americans in this country who were held as slaves were free. And the fact that he didn't even have the common sense to recognize that. The holiday is it and the King's holiday are the 2 most important holidays in this country. They recognize the fact that people who are held in chain, who are enslaved in this country, should be free. There's no excuse for him to come up there with some nonsense like this.
All right. Thank you, Thomas, for your call. Thanks for your thoughts. We'll be right back. Shelley Winter in for Mark Aram, 448720750, 1-800 WSB Talk.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible, yet simple, one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aram back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. Did you know the water pressure regulator is the heartbeat of every home? It can affect all things in your plumbing system, and when it's not regulated, it is the main cause of most plumbing problems. They only last about 8 years. Have Superior Plumbing check yours.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire Ready with David Nicholas of Nicholas Wealth Management Saturday at 6 to get answers to your retirement. Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Those wire shelves in your closet are just a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Dave Baker for Artisan Custom Closets. At Artisan, we see it all the time. The wire shelves come crashing down. Clothes, shoes, bags are everywhere. It's a disaster zone. Save yourself before this happens to you. With a custom, spacious closet from Artisan, you'll never have to look at that clutter again. Your shoes, bags, clothes, accessories, all neatly organized and designed to stay that way. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Austin Eller. This news brought to you by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. Our top local story, the two Appalachia High School teachers killed in last year's tragic shooting are being remembered today in a national memorial.
Christina Iramia and Richard Aspinwall died in the shootings that also killed two students. Colt Gray is awaiting trial for the attack last September. The National Memorial to Fallen Educators honors those who lost their lives while on the job, though the honor is not limited to people killed in shootings. A total of 9 educators are being added to the memorial this year. The monument is located in Emporia, Kansas, and today's ceremony is presented by the National Teachers Hall of Fame. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Well, right now it is 79 degrees in Midtown, and another hot one today, and another day of sun as well. Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Georgia-based Aflac says it's identified a cyber attack on its network, possibly impacting Social Security numbers, medical records, and more. It's calling the incident part of a cybercrime campaign against the insurance industry, and the company says the breach was stopped within hours. Investigators believe that group responsible may have also compromised data of two Pennsylvania-based insurance companies in recent weeks. Updating Israel at war, the country continues to trade attacks with Iran. An Iranian missile hit southern Israel, sparking a fire, and meanwhile, Iranian state media report Israeli drones have been intercepted over Tehran.
The civilian death toll rising on both sides, though most deaths reported in Iran. Israel and Iran both issuing evacuation orders to residents in each other's country, warning that operations may be taking place.
Ian Panel reports it comes as diplomats from the UK, France, and Germany all arrive this hour in Geneva to meet with officials from Iran. Singer Chris Brown enters a not guilty plea to an assault charge in the United Kingdom, and it comes from an alleged bottle attack at a London nightclub in February 2023. He was arrested at a hotel in the UK just last month and was released on bond days later. He has continued with his international tour as he awaits trial. That's expected in October of 2026. There's a new focus now on the engines on the Air India plane that crashed in India earlier this month, killing 270 people.
Airline's chairman says one of the engines on that plane was brand new, installed in March. The other wasn't due for service until December. Investigators are now looking for similarities between this crash and an incident 5 years ago in London when a plane's engines malfunctioned after leaving the ground. The cause of that incident was a contaminated fuel system.
Rhiannon Alley reports one person on board that plane survived after it crashed into a hostel just minutes after takeoff. New research finds plastic bag bans and fees are working to reduce shoreline litter.
The civilian death toll rising on both sides, though
That's the wrong audio there, but the report says even with those localized drops in bags, the total number of plastic bags found in cleanups nationwide, though, is still on the rise. Some concerning new stats surrounding the sales of flipped homes.
New data shows 2/3 of metro areas, including Atlanta, saw smaller returns on their flips in the first quarter. That's according to a new report from Adam, which shows flipped single-family homes and condos only accounted for 8.3% of all home sales through March, the lowest number in a quarter since 2018.
Bloomberg's Monica Ricks reports the competitive market is pushing home prices higher, which of course makes it harder for investors to find cheap properties to buy and then flip after. It is 11:03 now. The Mark Arum Show continues in less than 2 minutes. But first, we've got live team coverage of traffic and weather. Andrew Seco is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Good morning, Austin, and a better morning as you're rolling through Duluth into Norcross. A big sigh of relief with this overturned vehicle crash is now just blocking the left lane 85 southbound approaching Steve Reynolds Boulevard, exit 103. Still have some brake lights taking you back past Highway 316, but those will dissipate with a little extra time. But on the northbound side, heading to Sewanee into the Buford area as well. Got something jamming you up. Looking at the jam cam, something in the center lane, 85 north, right at 985. Delays backing you towards Old Peachtree Road. Elsewhere, had some trouble by the home of the Braves, 285 east. The inner loop had some trouble off to the shoulder on the ramp to, or in and around I-75. That has since cleared. The delays thinning out quite nicely, although we do still have some brake lights taking you back towards South Atlanta Road, exit number 16. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz with Atlanta's most accurate and dependable weather forecast. Headed to 91 and mostly sunny today. We'll stay mostly sunny, hot and dry this weekend. 93 Saturday and Sunday.
Right now it is 78 degrees in Stockbridge, 78 as well in Alpharetta, and 79 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
No, I want this town to be near you.
Shelley Winter in for Mark Arum, ladies and gentlemen. So I had a chance to talk to Karen Travers of ABC News, and we talked about Israel, Iran, and I asked her what was the latest.
Well, the White House said yesterday that the president is waiting for these 2 weeks. He's giving himself 2 weeks to decide whether the U.S. should strike Iran. Not necessarily that at that 2 weeks, that's when the strike could happen, would happen, or will happen. They made it very clear yesterday that the president is holding out hope for negotiations to take place and that there could be a diplomatic resolution. It was notable how much Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, was really emphasizing diplomatic solution to this. European leaders are meeting today in Geneva with the Iranians to try and jumpstart these talks. And the White House is saying, that the president thinks that there's a substantial chance that negotiations could take place with Iran in the near future. And that's why he is giving this 2 week window now for a decision.
I get the strong impression from everything coming out of the White House that President Trump seems not likely to want to get more involved. It seems like he's leaning towards diplomacy. What are your thoughts on that? Like it seems like he's talking tough, but he doesn't really want to go there.
Sources tell us that the president has approved attack plans for Iran, but just, as of yesterday, hadn't decided about whether he would move forward on this. And then this 2 week window came up to try to allow for negotiations, give the Iranians some room, as one official put it, to come to their senses. One big thing that's weighing on the president's decision is the time that's needed for more military assets of the United States to arrive in the region, to be there to defend American interests if they're needed. This includes a carrier strike group that's still in Virginia that has to get their way to the Middle East. That could take many days. And so they want to make sure that they have everything lined up so that if there is action taken by the United States and there's retaliatory action by Iran, that there are enough defensive measures ready to go for the United States if needed.
One of the things that I'm hearing being reported on is that there's some concern of whether the bunker buster bomb would actually work to achieve the purposes, and that there's some people who are discussing, not officially, but discussing the use of a tactical nuclear weapon is the only thing that can really decimate Fulcrum. Have you heard that as well?
The White House is not outlining these things publicly, of course, but, the Israelis are pushing for the U.S. to get involved, and the president has been under a lot of pressure from the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who he's been talking to on a regular basis over the last week, because the U.S. is the only country that has the 30,000-pound bunker buster bomb that could penetrate that underground nuclear facility that Iran has buried deep in a mountain. But that bunker buster bomb hasn't been used on the battlefield, and there are concerns about its effectiveness. So these are all things that the president is taking into account as he weighs this decision.
One of the more interesting reports that I read this morning is one of the president's concerns is Libya. Even though he wasn't involved in any of the decision making around taking out Gaddafi or what's going on, what happened with Libya, he does see that as a similar situation with Iran, that if we do regime change, Iran could get more radical than it is right now, much like Libya has fallen into chaos and anarchy since we took out Gaddafi. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
I will say that when the White House was asked about the possibility of the U.S. getting involved in regime change in Iran, whether that was on the table, the White House said yesterday that the top priority is making sure Iran cannot obtain a nuclear weapon and making sure that there is stability in the Middle East.
Who's winning? What side is winning? Is the Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene wing of this situation with Iran winning over the president, or do you see the more hawkish views of the Levins and Hannitys winning out?
That is not for me to say. I'm a reporter, not an analyst.
Gotcha.
But I will say, the president met with Steve Bannon yesterday at the White House. He is somebody that has, of course, been pushing for the U.S. not to do this. But I think now the president is considering this. He has this 2-week window now that he has given himself to decide. But from what we are hearing from our sources, a lot of the decision making that he is looking at right now is having assets in the region, trying to allow diplomacy to take place. But he is also thinking about what this means for divisions within his party and whether or not he should hold out for more negotiations or actually make this strike, and what this would mean for his coalition.
We appreciate your time, Karen. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and be blessed. Thank you so much.
Have a nice day. Thanks.
Shelley Winter in for Mark Arum. Karen Travis is such a knowledgeable reporter. Glad to have her with the station, chiming in when she does. I want to switch over really quickly, right? I got to talk about this. This just popped up. So when you do this talk radio during the day, like particularly in this time, a lot of news breaks as you're talking, like it's breaking, right? And so when my show normally airs 7 to 9 p.m., the day is pretty much done. Like all the news that's going to happen, unless it's breaking news, something happens at night. For the most part, everything, when I do show prep going into my nighttime show at 7 p.m., everything has happened. The great thing about Mark's show, 9 to noon, this time frame, you can plan out your show, but things happen right while you're on the air. And so it's kind of fun like that. And I know Mark has a good time with that because you can plan out all 3 hours and then things break all morning long. And it's probably a lot of fun for Deborah Green and Mark Arum and the whole team here. So this is something that just broke a couple minutes ago. And I got to talk about it. So the headline is this. Michelle Obama says she's so glad, quote unquote, she didn't have a son. And then she says, quote, would have been a Barack Obama. I bring this up to kind of go away from politics for a second. Even though they're political figures, it's not a political story. But I bring this up because as a man who has loved women his whole life, and predominantly I have dated African-American women. And I'm not here to disparage all African-American women. I'm just making a commentary. This is what I do, doing commentary right now. So please don't send emails to anybody saying that Shelley Winter dogged out African-American women. But I can only speak to African-American women. I'm sure my Hispanic listeners and the white listeners and the Asian listeners, males, may have a similar opinion regarding Asian women, Hispanic women, or white women. But imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if you will, this woman says she's so glad she didn't have a son because her son would have been a Barack Obama. Think about that. Forget what you may think politically about Barack Obama. Maybe you didn't vote for him. I don't care. Forget all of that. Forget the policies you disagree. Forget all of that. This dude was a Harvard graduate, Harvard law graduate, first African-American editor of the Harvard Law Review, an editor of the Harvard Law Review, became a senator, worked in community organizing, then became a senator in a statewide. He won as a senator. And then, to top it all off, to top off this man's life, to top off him as a man, he becomes president of the most powerful nation the earth has ever seen for 2 terms. Then, during all of that, he marries you, he gives you 2 beautiful daughters, or you have 2 beautiful daughters, and you lived high and mighty, and you never have to work again for the rest of your life. And you have the unmitigated gall. The unmitigated gall. I don't care what's going on in your personal life, but you have the gall to say, I'm glad I never gave him a son because he would have been him. Another Barack Obama. You mean he would have been another Harvard graduate? You mean he would have been another Harvard law graduate? You mean he would have been another senator of the United States? You mean he would have been another president of the United States? You mean he would have been another father? Husband? That's all bad now? You don't want that now? It just goes to show you, men, I don't care what race you are, whatever, doesn't matter. It just goes to show that as men, we can never do enough. We will never be good enough for some women. It is galling to me that this woman would make this statement publicly. I don't care what's going on in your personal life. You could have had a big fight. You could be getting divorced. None of that matters. For you to say she's so glad, for you to say I'm so glad I didn't give him a son because he would have been another Barack Obama, is the man's no felon. The man never been to jail. Nothing. He's been a husband, a father, president of the United States, U.S. senator, law student, law graduate, lawyer. What more can you ask for? What did you want him to be? I mean, what did you want? You wanted to live in the south side of Chicago with a gangbanger? Oh, you'd have been happy with that. I wish I gave you 5 sons. You head of the Crips in Chicago. I mean, what do we have to do? Seriously, what do we have to do as men? And this goes across the board. You do everything. You become president, senator, lawyer, everything, father, husband. And that's still not good enough. And you know what it says to me as a man in America in 2025? It says to me that even Barack Obama was not good enough for his own wife. All of his accomplishments, it still wasn't good enough. Because somewhere along the line, he still left the toilet seat up. Somewhere along the line, he still might not have cut the grass right. He still might have not taken down the garbage on garbage day. He still did something for this woman to say, I'm so glad she didn't have a son because he would have been a Barack Obama. As if that is bad. You can't win for losing, my friends. You almost want to say to yourself, let me move to an island by myself and not deal with any of them. But we can't do that because we need them. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Let's go check traffic with Andrew Seco.
Good morning, my friend. Not the best morning, though, if you're heading up through Sewanee towards the Mall of Georgia. We do have a crash into center lane, 85 northbound, right there at I-985, exit 113. The back door already taking you towards Sugarloaf Parkway, exit 108. Allow for some extra time underway up to the 985-85 fork. Southbound delays starting to recover. We're still tapping the brakes, 85 southbound, right at Steve Reynolds Boulevard, exit 103. That earlier rollover crash still causing the brake lights, and we just found some new construction out through Conley right before you hit 285. We're blocking a right lane, 675 northbound, right there at I-285. This word sponsored by the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup is coming to Atlanta. Get ready for a global soccer showdown at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Don't just watch history, be there. Get tickets at FIFA.com/tickets. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
Everyone has an opinion.
We have become an idiotic nation that doesn't know how to even debate anything, so it doesn't surprise
Eric
me.
Von Hessler has an opinion.
You will still age.
And some advice.
Start doing things when you're younger. Drink a lot of water.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
And you will still die.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Just a word of wisdom from your friend Mark Aram. A damaged roof doesn't always lead to an entire roof replacement project. As a full-service Atlanta roofing company, my friends at Dr. Roof offer comprehensive roof repairs that will lengthen the lifespan of your existing roof and ensure that it will continue to protect your home as it should. It's storm season. Get peace of mind from my friends at Dr. Roof. They've been in business for over 35 years, and Dr. Roof offers up to a 5-year warranty on roof repairs. Get all the info online at drroof.com.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
365 days a year, just call us up, we'll be right there. Our service is guaranteed. At Shoemate, we take great care. Our experts are always there for you and your family's needs. When your family just can't wait, you can always count on Shoemate.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 62225, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Foundations are created equal, and neither are foundation repair methods. That is why you should always turn to Atlanta Ramjack for your foundation repair. Mark Beckham here, and we have carefully designed our foundation repair methods over the years, currently holding 12 different patents for our solutions. So if you see cracks in your brick or floor, or if a door doesn't shut properly, or your windows stick, this can all spell foundation trouble. Visit AtlantaRamjack.com for your free estimate and peace of mind.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and executive producer of the award-winning documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, 4%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new film at 1-800-689-4242. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. So don't delay. Call right now, 1-800-689-4242. That's 1-800-689-4242. Again, 1-800-689-4242.
The Guaranteed Offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle this summer. Hi, it's Chris Chandler, and I'm here in the studio with Mark of Mark Spain Real Estate. Mark, what is it about the Guaranteed Offer that makes selling a home so simple and stress-free?
Selling your home with a Guaranteed Offer is the absolute easiest way to sell your home. It's all cash, which means there's no loan contingencies, and you can close quickly on your timeline so you can move on to the next chapter of your life stress-free. It's really that simple.
Don't just take our word for it. Mark Spain Real Estate has over 13,000 five-star reviews, making them the most trusted and experienced real estate team in the U.S. Skip the stress, make the most money, and sell your home fast this summer with a Guaranteed Offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Find out what your Guaranteed Offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a Guaranteed Offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Shelley Winter in for Mark Aram. Hey, listen, right now, I've got 2 pair of tickets for Bryan Adams at Gas South Arena on November 6th. 2 tickets, 2 pair of tickets right now. So we're going to take caller number 10, and just to have fun with Kobe, caller number 20. So caller number 10 and caller number 20. 448-720-0750, 1-800. No, it's 2. Yeah, 2 pair of tickets. We have caller number 10 and caller number 20 to give away 2 pair of tickets to see Bryan Adams at Gas South Arena on November 6th. So give us a call, 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK, and start calling now. Tickets are still available at Ticketmaster.com, and details are at WSBRadio.com. So we just talked about Michelle Obama. I don't want to start a new topic, but Michelle Obama was on their podcast, and she said she's glad she did not give Barack Obama a son, and because he would have become a Barack Obama. And a couple people want to chime in on that. If you're just joining us, that's what I just talked about. Let's go to Nisha in Brazelton. Hey, Nisha.
Hey, Shelley, how are you?
Wonderful.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, so I just wanted to quickly actually touch bases on the last 2 things. First, with the Trump tweet, I just want everybody, I'm a Republican, and I support the party. I think that when we jump on and off of people's train, or we say, oh, I like you this day, I like you that day, that's always going to happen, because there's not one person in this 46 years of life that I've met that I agree with.
My girl.
So I think
Can I say something to that? Can I say
Yeah.
something to that? The reverse is true as well. When someone does get mad and jumps off the train, that's not an opportunity for you to call in and say he's a traitor either. But not you.
Exactly.
I'm talking about people who do. But go ahead.
And I want people just to support the party and not expect this man to be flawless, because it's not going to happen. And put your seatbelts on if you think so.
Absolutely.
And then also with the Michelle. Oh, and then also I think Trump's work ethic, I think it made him say that he probably wishes there were no holidays, that everybody just works, because look at his ethic. I mean, the man made money. He's a businessman. I think that's just his mentality. That's how I see it.
That's a
For
great
Michelle,
point. Great point.
Yeah. Yeah. And then for Michelle, I think, and I'm a married woman, married 17 years. I say this as a woman, not a black woman. We go through so much. You guys don't get hormonally and just the bearing of being a wife and a mother. I think Michelle's having one of those days where she's just like, Barack, I just want you to choose me. So I'm gonna act out so you hear me. I don't think at all she's like, you're not good enough. And a lot of times when women, we say things to you men, you take it so personal, like, oh, I'm not enough. I went to Harvard. No, baby, I just want you to choose me today. I'm having a bad day, and that's the problem with social media. You put your feelings out there. She shouldn't have did that.
Right. Great call, Lisa. Great call.
As a woman, I understand her.
I got to go. Great call. She gave me some great advice. Don't take it personal. We'll be right back.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Aram here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with the team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. I've been in banking for over 30 years, and my team and I know that businesses have the best results when they work with local bankers who know the Atlanta market. Bankers who will work to understand your business operations and bring good ideas to the table. At Ameris Bank, we do that. I invite you to reach out so we can start a conversation. Visit amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
School's out and everyone is home, so trustworthy air conditioning and cool comfort is a must. Ashley Frasca here to tell you this June, Ragsdale gives you up to $1,700 off a brand new Carrier home comfort system. Along with saving big, you'll enjoy Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty on your new Carrier system that's zero repair cost until June of 2040. For years now, Ragsdale has helped us stay comfortable, from installing a new high-efficiency system in our home and getting much-needed AC to the basement, to installing outdoor electrical outlets so we can spend more time on the back deck. Ragsdale has been the name I know you can trust for all of your plumbing, electrical, and insulation needs. And they're a great company to work for. Many employees have been at Ragsdale for 10, 20, even 30 years, so you know you're getting valuable experience and expertise in your home. Schedule your next visit online at ragsdaleair.com or give one of their many friendly customer service reps a call now. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. I'm Austin Eller. This news brought to you by Rocco's European Garage. Our top story: foreign residents of Israel and Iran continue to evacuate as the conflict between the two countries intensifies. This evacuee flew from Israel to Tampa.
I think as we started going to shelters more often, it started to sink in a little bit more, but how serious this particular conflict was.
It comes as France, Germany, and the UK all meet with Iran for talks in Geneva. Israel's defense minister has ordered, meanwhile, attacks on Iran to destabilize what it calls Iran's religious leadership. LGBTQ youth will no longer have a dedicated option on the National Suicide Crisis Lifeline.
The agency in charge of the 988 crisis line says the decision has been made so they can focus on serving everyone and, in their words, not silo LGBTQ youth. But Jeff Graham with Georgia Equality says this means some people won't get the help they need.
These youth, these children in crisis, in a worst case scenario, could do harm to themselves, including perhaps committing suicide.
He says dedicated helplines for LGBTQ youth will still be out there. They just won't be as easily accessible. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
The names of a pair of teachers killed in the Appalachia High School shooting last year are added to a national memorial to fallen educators. Richard Aspinwall and Christina Iramia were killed along with two students last September when shots rang out at the Barrow County School. A total of 9 teachers are being added to the memorial this year, which is located in Kansas. That ceremony is hosted by the National Teachers Hall of Fame, and the tribute to the teachers who died while on the job was dedicated back in 2013, and it was inspired by the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting that claimed 26 lives in 2012. An investigation's underway this morning in Forsyth County after an overnight shooting at an apartment complex on the southern end of the county. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says it happened at the Juncture Apartments. Those are just off McGinnis Ferry Road near Georgia 400. The victim taken to the hospital where they were treated and released. Meanwhile, officials believe the victim did know the shooter. No word yet, though, on a suspect or any arrests in that case. The wife of Minnesota Democratic State Senator John Hoffman is now out of the hospital after being shot in last weekend's assassination attempt. Hoffman and her husband were both shot at their home near Minneapolis early Saturday morning, and police say the suspect Vance Bolter shot the Hoffmans before driving to the home of Democratic Representative Melissa Hortman and killing her and her husband. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk calls the event just a scratch, but SpaceX is still searching for answers after a massive explosion of a rocket in a test in South Texas.
As dramatic as the event was, people who live near the SpaceX facility are getting used to it.
I looked over and there was a mushroom cloud in the air and the whole sky was orange.
The testing and launch facility is in the middle of a sensitive animal habitat.
Jim Ryan reports nearby activists are worried about the impact on animals, and SpaceX says it is working with officials on those concerns. The city of Doraville will take the spotlight in a new documentary being screened this weekend at the Terra Theater. It's called Made in Doraville, and it focuses on the city's past, going from farmland to the home of a General Motors plant. And the company involved says they hope a film studio will pick it up, or film screening place will pick it up soon to widely show that film across the state. It is 11:33 now. We've got live team coverage of traffic and weather. Andrew Seco is live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Start to watch the brake lights fill in as you're leaving Duluth on your way to Sewanee. That center lane crash causing some havoc right here. 85 northbound approaching 985 exit 113. The back door already to Highway 316. Might be time to avoid the area. Take Satellite Boulevard or Buford Highway to get you around. Southbound trouble still in the area with that earlier overturned vehicle crash. 85 south at Steve Reynolds Boulevard exit 103. That is since cleared, but the brake light battle still taking you all the way back towards Sugarloaf Parkway. You want to use Buford Highway or Satellite Boulevard for this as well. Roadwork just outside the perimeter. 675 northbound blocking a right lane right there at 285. And some debris cleanup on the southwest side. 85 southbound right by the perimeter. 285, this exit number 68. Just a quick tap of the brakes on your way towards Union City. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. 91 today, 93 Saturday and Sunday with a mostly sunny sky. We'll be in the mid-90s early next week.
Right now it's 81 in Beaufort, 81 in Union City, and 80 degrees in Midtown. More news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Is your summer vacation going to be a week at the beach or a week in the backyard standing in the kiddie pool?
If you listen to 95.5 WSB, that week at the beach could be yours. It's $1,000 Thursdays on WSB.
Your chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Thursdays.
Listen for the keyword. Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays, beginning next Thursday.
95.5 WSB.
Where Atlanta wins.
Coming up in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show with me, Shelley Winter, filling in. Mark Arum had a guest, a Georgia Burger King worker who graduated from high school. He was on the show where there's a follow-up to that story. That's next on the Mark Arum Show.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, Atlanta's engagement ring and wedding band destination since 1939. Why? Hand-picked diamonds that just shine brighter at a value that can't be beat. An unbelievable selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, and because we've been jewelers for generations, we can bring your dream ring to life with full custom abilities. So when it's time for the next chapter, come see Atlanta's most trusted jeweler since 1939, D. Geller & Son, in Kennesaw and Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are two very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Bats are beneficial outside. Bats inside are bad. Scott Slade here for Breda Pest Management. Bats eat their way to bugs daily. Then they need a place to sleep, like your attic. Seen droppings around your house, high-pitched squeaking in the attic? That's bats, and that's bad. Breda will safely get them out and seal all entry points. Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters, like bats.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
He packed in the animals 2 by 2.
Kangaroo. Shelley Winter in for Mark Aram. Oh, man. You know, Mark allowed me, I'm on normally Mondays through Fridays, 7 to 9 p.m., and I'll be back in my regular time slot to Monday, and Alan Sanders is filling in for me tonight. And so I love filling in for Mark, and I appreciate the opportunity every time I get the opportunity to fill in for him. But he allowed me to use the opening music for my show at 7 p.m. is Rihanna's Run This Town Tonight, right? It works, 7 p.m., I'm on at night and so forth. But I'm going to steal this song also to add to our bumper. I've been not doing it since I've been here because Mark uses it, but it is such a great song, such a great bumper song. So I'm going to ask his permission to use it at night if I can.
It'll cost $10,000, but that's fine.
$10,000.
Yeah.
All right, management will cover it. Yeah, right. Congratulations to Megan from Canton, Georgia. She was our first winner for pair of tickets to see Bryan Adams at Gas South Arena on November 6th. And Stephen of Dawsonville was our second winner for the second pair of tickets to see Bryan Adams at Gas South Arena on November 6th. Tickets are still available at Ticketmaster.com. Also, starting next week, it's WSB's $1,000 Thursdays. You'll have 7 chances to win $1,000. Listen for the keywords between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. You'll have until the end of the hour to enter the keyword into the WSB Radio app. The WSB Radio app, or at WSBRadio.com. One lucky Atlanta listener will win $1,000, and we'll start WSB's $1,000 Thursday on Thursday, June 26th. So keep it locked here for your chance to win $1,000. So a couple weeks ago, maybe last week or some time ago, Mark Aram, I listened to him every day. Every morning, he had Mikhail Baker. Mikhail Baker was a young man who had graduated from high school and went right from graduation, robe, medals, everything, his scarves, all the stuff still on, and went to Burger King to go to work because his workers needed his help. And he went to work. And there's some follow-up to that story, and I'm going to go to Deborah Green to tell us what's happening.
Yeah, Mark got a chance to talk to Mikhail right before he went on vacation about how it all kind of came down and what his plans were. And we now know that he has made a decision, because initially he told us he didn't think he was going to be able to go to school. He didn't have enough funds, so he was going to take some time off, keep working at Burger King to raise money. Well, because of this GoFundMe, they've been able to put together over $200,000. So now he has been accepted and is going to Gwinnett Technical College, and he'll be studying automotive technology in the fall.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That is very awesome. These GoFundMe things. Can I'm behind on some bills. Can I start a GoFundMe to catch up? Would that be appropriate, or it wouldn't be appropriate because I'm on the radio?
I mean, you can. Will anybody donate? And that's different. It depends on how generous people feel.
Okay. I need to probably start a GoFundMe. I got to figure out a reason. I don't know. Longoria, if you had a reason right now to start a GoFundMe, what would it be?
To my Lego habit.
Okay.
Yeah, to fund my Lego habit.
Deborah Green, what would you do?
Oh, gosh, I'd hate to do something so shallow, but probably to buy records.
Okay, that's just as shallow as Lego habit.
Well, it depends on how you look at it, but yes.
I'm just saying, if you want me to pick something shallow, that. Otherwise, I would use money to donate to the rabbit rescue I volunteer at.
Okay. All right. See, there you go. I can go. I didn't think about donating. So you would use a GoFundMe to raise money to give away?
I mean, yeah, right?
Oh, you're such a kind person. I wish I was more like you, Deborah Green.
I want it for Lego.
I want it for me. I need it for bills. Oh, man. I want to move to a story that we did not get to. The Dodgers. So here's the story. So apparently, This is the story. ICE agents descend on Dodger Stadium 2 weeks after riots that brought LA to its knees, right? So apparently the Dodgers, ICE agents were at Dodger Stadium, and they were at different exits, right? But in a post to X, ICE denied that they were the ones at Chavez Ravine. They tweeted out or posted, false, we were never there. But they were, if you look at the video, there are men in masks, in harnesses that, read police and DOJ or Homeland Security. I mean, it clearly says it. But ICE says it wasn't them. Then who was it? And what were they doing there? That's what I have. I trust ICE. I believe ICE saying they weren't there. Then who was it? Was it fake people? Are there people running around claiming to be ICE that's not ICE? Is that something we need to be concerned about? It says dozens of federal agents, masked and wearing tactical gear, gathered at the stadium, downtown gate around 10 a.m. Thursday to conduct a briefing. Well, they were conducting a briefing at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers wouldn't let them in, but not sure they were even trying to get in. But what were they doing at a stadium in L.A.? Now, that same day, Thursday, or actually, no, a couple days before this, earlier this week, I missed the story. I apologize to everyone because I missed this story. But a lady named Neza, sorry about that. My apologies. My apologies. Longoria is mad at me because I didn't tell him. Okay, yeah. He's mad at me because I didn't tell him that I was doing this, and I apologize. It's my fault. But a couple days before this, now let me tell you, I do show prep every single day, and I think that I see everything. Right? You think that in your mind, you tell yourself that you have found every story, and you're going to peruse the stories, and you're going to talk about it on this given day. This story I just saw this morning, and when I saw it this morning, I thought it was tied to this story because it was at Dodger Stadium. But apparently, she did this a couple days before. And if we can't find it, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I can just explain it. So this young lady, her name is Neza. Deborah Green, are you familiar with Neza?
I'm familiar with the story you're talking about.
So Neza is and now Deborah, why I went to ask you this question, is she a Hispanic artist or is she just a pop artist?
She's American. I believe she's American, right? If we're talking about the same person, I think she's American.
Okay, but I'm saying she's pop music or Hispanic art. You know what I'm saying? Does she play pop music, popular music?
Yeah, pop music.
Pop
yes,
music.
like
Okay.
stuff that you'd hear on our sister station. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's what I was asking. Yep. So this is a pop music star, Neza, and she performed at Dodger Stadium the national anthem, but she performed it in Spanish. So she sung the entire national anthem in Spanish. And so people are outraged. Now, this video that she posted earlier this week where the Dodger employee was telling her, sing it in English, do not sing it in Spanish. And she went ahead and, on a sign of solidarity with the protesters in L.A., she sung the entire national anthem in Spanish. And if I were at a game and the singer sung the national anthem in Spanish or French or whatever, I wouldn't necessarily be offended by it. I'm not sure it would really matter to me that much. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, you sung it in your language. Okay, that's fine. I have no problems with it. But apparently many people across social media are outraged saying things like it's an American song, English is the language of America, and it's the national anthem, yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking to myself, is it that big a deal? It's like the Kroger cookie cakes. Is it that big a deal? Like, I'll end what I think very quickly and succinctly. I met a great young man, older man, but owns a small business here in Georgia. And I talked to him last weekend. I met him for the first time last weekend. And we talked for a very long time. And one of the things we concluded together, his idea to me, and I agreed with him 1,000%. He said, you know what the problem is today, Shelley? He said, everyone's wound too tight. And I agree with that. I think everyone is wound too tight. And I include myself in that. Earlier, I came on the air. The first segment I came out, I was angry with President Trump for his Truth Social post about too many holidays, and he posted it on Juneteenth. I'm wound too tight. Maybe many of us are just wound too tight, which is why we get upset at things like a young pop star in solidarity with protesters that you may disagree with or agree with. It doesn't matter. But the fact is, she sung the American anthem in Spanish at Dodger Stadium, where there are probably a large number of Hispanic baseball fans going to Dodger games. The crowd cheered. If you didn't hear it live, why do you care? We're wound too tight. Let's go to Smiling Mark McKay and check traffic.
Right now, still looking at some trouble in the HOV lane 85 northbound as you approach Shallowford Road, exit number 93. Brake lights starting to fill in behind you, but no need for an alternate or a trip to Beaufort Highway. Just a quick tap of the brakes as you approach the perimeter. 675 northbound, leaving Forest Park onto 285. Got some road work in the right lane right there at the perimeter exit. Dealing with some issues. It looks like 285 south, the outer loop might have something jamming you up towards Langford Parkway, exit number 5, and the ride heading into Sewanee, looking a little bit better. The crash is cleared to the shoulder. 85 northbound at 985, exit number 113, but the brake light still taking you back toward Sugarloaf Parkway, so allow for some extra time. Keep it close to the brake pedal. In for Smile and Mark McKay, Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSBE.
When news breaks,
Israel strikes Iran's nuclear sites and military leaders while Iran counters with drones.
We've got it covered.
The president encourages Iran to, quote, make a deal before there is nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire.
Tune in often for the latest.
If there are any of these groups in the United States, I can pretty much guarantee you they've been infiltrated by the FBI.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
I've been forecasting sunshine for you for 40 years. Hi, it's meteorologist Glenn Burns, and now I'm excited with the sunshine inside my home. It's bigger and brighter thanks to my Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows from North Georgia Replacement Windows. They're not big and bulky like vinyl composite windows. Fiberglass is stronger with narrower frames that brighten your home with more daylight and bigger views.
Infinity from Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah!
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
When it comes to your home, quality is crucial. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. Quality comes first. We have the most experienced exterior craftsmen in the industry.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com. Kroger.com.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Select 24 packs of Corona or Modelo lagers or just $29.99 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Must be 21 to purchase. Drink responsibly. The Kroger Co., Cincinnati, Ohio.
Does it seem like it's getting louder and louder? Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. That noise is your garage door crying for help. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Our highly trained technicians provide 24/7 service, upfront pricing, and free estimates. We service all major brands. Our products are warranted, and our work is guaranteed. We will treat you like our only customer. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Hey, Mark Aram here for my bug and critter company, Breda Pest Management. I can't tell you how much I love these folks. Protecting the Aram household inside and out, friendly customer service. They get the job done right, and it's guaranteed. Pests, not a problem at the Aram household anymore because Breda is better at beating bugs. Just ask my wife. And you know what? They do it right, protecting the outside and inside of your home. If your current company, by the way, claims to protect your home from pests, shouldn't that include your actual home and not just your yard? It's the bugs inside your house that you want gone. And inside your home is where your current company doesn't go anymore. So if your pest control company is doing less and charging more, you need Breda Pest Management to protect the outside and inside of your home. Breda, they handle bugs and critters.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is Medi-Share. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with Medi-Share, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about Medi-Share, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And Medi-Share works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Shelley Winter in for Mark Aram. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in at any point over the course of this week as I filled in for Mark Aram. I appreciate all of you so very much. And I also want to thank Longoria, my cousin Vinny, who held it down early in the week, and Longoria and Kobe and Vinny on the phones, and especially, I can't thank enough executive producer Deborah Green, because she does so much, and when I'm working with her, she helps me out so much and gets me up to speed on everything, and she's such a great help to me, and I appreciate you so much, Deborah.
Oh, thanks, Shell.
Yeah, you really are.
Team Shelley.
Thank you. You've always said that. So before we go, I've got to say this. We're going to do Fact of the Day. 3 things I got to say. 2 things. Sharon Stone is 67 years old. She just did a photo shoot for Vogue Adria. I'm not sure where that is. I don't read Vogue. I'm not a target audience of Vogue. But I might pick up this issue of Vogue. She's 67 years old, and she looks good. Like, she looks really good for 67. If they didn't tell you she was 67, you say, man, Sharon Stone hasn't aged a bit. Like, she looks really good. So good for her. Good for her. Also, the 2 best words to hear in sports. Game 7, Sunday. Pacers, OKC. We all knew it would go 7, and it did. So I cannot wait till Sunday night. Go Pacers, and that's who I'm rooting for. And now let's go to Longoria's Fact of the Day.
Longoria's Fact of the Day.
All right, today is National Vanilla Milkshake Day. And originally, milkshakes were alcoholic beverages with whiskey and eggs, but they evolved into the creamy ice cream-based drinks we know today by the early 1900s. The term milkshake first appeared in print in 1885, and the modern ice cream-filled version emerged in 1922 thanks to a Walgreens employee adding ice cream to a malted milk recipe.
So people started drinking milkshakes, but with alcohol.
Yeah, they had alcohol and eggs.
But they did that for like a number of years, right?
Yeah.
Almost
From
40
the
years.
early 1900s.
Yeah, almost 40 years. That's interesting. I can only drink chocolate milkshakes.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a reason?
I just don't. I like chocolate.
Oh,
I just don't like
I just
vanilla.
thought maybe vanilla didn't sit well with you. Or
No.
something.
I just like chocolate. But then I found out that some fast food places make chocolate milkshakes. All they are vanilla milkshakes with chocolate syrup.
That's pretty much what every chocolate milkshake
No,
is.
chocolate milkshake has chocolate ice cream in it.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Yeah. That's the bit. There's a difference.
Right.
Yeah, and
Can you taste the difference?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to management. Thank you to Deborah Green. Thank you to Longoria, Vinny, my cousin Vinny. Thank you to everyone for listening. Thank you to the great news department. I appreciate you all so very much. I will be back in my regular slot on Monday at 7 p.m. And know this in your heart as you go through the weekend. God loves you. Peace.
I'll be with him. I know you will. On that midnight train to Georgia. Leaving on that midnight train.
WSB Atlanta.